just afraid that I'll lose you. And I don't wanna hide or waste another lie. You look and she wants it back. She's firing up that body up. Yeah, you think that I want you, but not babe. You're one in a million, but it's not for me. I'm not into girls with a plastic trace. Don't take it too personally. Yeah. My fault, my bad. The word's out, but you aren't ready for it. Show off, appearance of I got this, but I got.
G'day everybody and welcome to another round of our Sprint Series, and we're at one of my favourite circuits, one of my favourite events, and that is Misano and a night race tonight. Very, very pumped for a wet, thunderstormy night race where none of the drivers enjoy it whatsoever. No, saying that, can't wait. How are we, chat? Hope we're all well, no matter where you are in the world at the moment. Who did I see in chat before? Let's just go do some shout outs. Got Braden Ross saying miss you, Bender. Obviously, Braden Ross is on the heavy stuff at the moment because I don't think anyone misses Bender. Bender won't be joining us tonight in case you haven't put those two things together. G'day, Janice. How are we? Hope you're well. I'm fine. Thank you very much. G'day, Emily Kate. Ryan Green says, sounds like outro movie credits. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. No rain, please, says Racing Potato. Look, the chances of rain are a bit lower tonight, but that doesn't say it's not going to be wet for both races. G'day, Andrew O'Hara. Frack Group wants all rain all the time. G'day, Frank Lucid. Hope you're well, mate. G'day, Lee Thorpe. Raggy, we ready for some sick racing? Of course we are, mate. Who else we got there? Cameron Farmer. Farmer wants a wife. Thank you very much there for $50 donation, Mr. December Projects. You are, sir, a legend. Much love and appreciation to you. Daniel Grotterberg, good evening. Nathan Pierce, hello. Also, Nathan, thanks very much for your chop out the other night when I made a boo-boo. My anxiety kicked off massively when it worked out that I forgot something for the first time in my life. G'day, Princey, Thorega, how are we, buddy? Volcanic, Tom Riley. Rain and night race at Misano. I think yes, I think so. G'day, Reaper. G'day, Mr. Crawford. Joel Proctor, how are we? Alright, let's introduce our co-commentator tonight for Split Yellow as everyone heads out of the pits at the same time. G'day, Frank Frankfurt.
G'day, Mike, and to everybody out there in YouTube land. Looking forward to a cracking race this week. 2 races this week at Misano.
I think these cars are about to explode here.
Yeah, I don't know when do they actually?
As soon as they're non-transparent and not within each other, then it becomes contact. I'd like to see them how long they can last on track within each other, but that's probably for a different website.
It's a little bit weird for me with a 15-minute qualifying that everybody felt the need to come out all at one time.
They're just so used to the short qualies, I think.
Yeah, I would have maybe just dialed it back a little bit, try and find a bit of space track.
That's crazy. G'day, Grim Racing. G'day, Narcat. G'day, George Fowler. How are we? Phrasing Mull, always. Someone who produced my name. Did I say it correctly? I always get told off. I didn't. Only cams. Only cams could be it. But yes, we've got 30 out there tonight. This is the third last round. Not quite the penultimate. Can't wait to say that word about 300. What the hell is happening? Oh my goodness.
Oh, this is
qualifying, everybody, just in case you've just tuned in.
Got some very qualifying 3 at Monza vibes at the moment in Formula 1. As everybody just wants to be all out in track. It's not exactly a huge slipstream track that you want to be following a car in front very closely. It's I think a few people may have just misjudged on how much spare track they need to get a good qualifying lap in, because the guys in front, if they're on a qualifying lap, they're not obligated to slow down and let you continue. So if you lose time slowing up for the cars in front, then quick trip back to the pits, get some new boots and go out again, I think.
Well, you can see now, like, the track, this third of the track has no cars on it, so there's plenty of space there. Like, we see some other circuits where, example, Brands Hatch, we don't do at the moment. You don't really get that space. Zolder, you don't really get that space. But I really do like Misano, and I'm hoping tonight that everyone can get a decent qualifying lap in and have a good race.
Yep. It's this week who is going to be able to throw a challenge to Bakita.
Let's look at that now.
Have a look at the championship standings.
Dominating at the moment at the top. 984 points for Bakita, leading Houlihan by 335. Last season, I'm pretty sure that came down to the last race between those two. But not going as well this year. Houlihan Hunter is currently P3. Pro-Am class, we've got Kieran Potter, who are on board with just now with Benjamin Piper and Chris Cusack, the top 3 there, with Tom Kidman still leading the AM class from Paul Cranich and Anthony Ward. We have a couple of debutants tonight. Are they out on track? We'll soon find out when I look through a few other sheets. But it's good to see more people getting involved, and I had a couple more registered today. Even though it's the third last round, people are still happy with doing a couple of races before the new season kicks in.
Yeah,
and
especially
finals.
if this is your first time out, it's not a bad idea to go to a couple of races that you don't really have the pressure of points and position. Just get a feel of competition in this league.
Speaking of competition, Porsche. That's funny. Couple of people saying, "Oh, if you're a McLaren or a Bentley around here, you're gonna dominate." Rah 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 rah. Don't see Bentley in top 7. One McLaren. Porsche streaks ahead. It's just how you drive the track. It's a very competitive track for most cars. The Bentley's not quite as strong as it once was, but it's still a very nice car to drive around here. And McLaren's pretty much good at every circuit. What I do notice though, Franco, 4 BMWs, top 12.
That is a tremendous effort. It's been one of the unloved cars throughout virtually all the series is the BMW, and to see the blue and white checkers up and about, it's good to see, especially with the new season. They might be starting to come to grips with that car and might be able to just start dialing in the setups, and it's what you need as a team, not just as a driver, but if you can get a good setup that everybody is happy with and comfortable with, it allows, 3 of your team in the top 10 at the moment. So we'll see with 9 minutes to go, still a long time of qualifying left.
Yes, that's right. It's comes down to that. How do you feel with your setup for the team? Some of the cars are obviously better tracks than others, but also mostly comes down to, my opinion, is how the drivers handle the track. I know this example is Andy O'Hara's not a huge fan of Misano, so he tells me, about 800 times a week. But no doubt he's done the laps here to still be very, very fast. Right now, 16th at the moment. It's going to probably get vertigo if it gets any higher. 17th, sorry.
Yeah. And Ross Dog. Is he currently P18, as you said? I wonder if he's got plenty of time, and it just feels like the track sort of rubbers in a little bit more as qualifying goes on, so no doubt there's plenty more time in there for him.
The last lap he was a second faster, but I think it must have been validated. Yeah. Quite easy to do here, especially this part of the track.
Which is one thing we'll be looking out for tonight, is corner cuts.
Andrew Harris agrees with the Willow.
He's not a fan.
Nah. It's disappointing. It's a great track. A few fast drivers yet to set a time. We've got Kyrudin, Hobbs, Hunter, Oliver. Rose is currently 4.6 seconds off the pace. I expect those 5 to move up.
Yeah, just wondering if that's just because they can't find any sort of spare track at the moment. Everybody all bunched up, although they're starting to separate now. Although we see Hunter.
Bang.
He goes up into P7, but now he's got an Aston in front, so any potential chance he had at improving, probably not going to happen. You can see he's very quickly approaching the back of that car, and as you can see, straight on, and we'll park that in the pits.
Yes, I can see that happening. Still got half the qualifying to go. Plenty of time to get some decent times. Raleigh, who was P2 to kick us off for the first roll of the dice in the hot laps, is currently down to P6. We've seen Kimi second, Alex Bowen, Valenti, and Talbot all move up. Well, we've got Porsche, Bentley, Mercedes, Ferrari, McLaren. Top 5.
Apart from Bakita, that top 10...
Spicy.
Or top 7 at least. There's not much in that.
Let's go on board with Talbot. It's currently up 3/10. Oh, a little bit squirrely there. Now, Misano, I do have a question for the organisers and owners of this circuit. Why can't they be bothered naming all your corners? think it's got 16 corners from memory. 5 of which are... Let's have a look now. Oh, there we go. It's a very small graphic. I might just make that a bit bigger. There we go.
Is corner 16 just called Misano?
Yep.
Wow.
There you go. 16 corners. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 names. So we might do our own names tonight. How's that sound, Franco?
That sounds pretty good to me. We might leave it up to chat. Also, if chat come up with some decent names, because no doubt whatever I come up with will be hot garbage.
All right, chat, it's up to you tonight. You've got a few corners to name. Hobbsy has managed to set a time, currently 12th, up half a second at the moment though, which is looking about top 10. Oliver's also got a time in, he's 10th. Has Rose improved yet? No, still struggling to get that decent lap in.
Tell you what, the name of a corner, it doesn't necessarily have to be any corner, but given who this track is being renamed after, you'd have to call one of the corners Super Sick.
Super sick. So, December Projects is saying turn 1 squiggly, turn 2 is wiggly. Oh, I think we've got a theme going now, haven't we? You've got to name a corner Incy Wincy. Oh, let's just name them. Actually, let's just name them Teletubbies.
Is that Tipsy Whipsy and
Poe?
Winky?
There's a Poe? Oh, I do like the Teletubbies names a lot better if anyone actually knows what that is. The Awkward Kink, title of Mullock's sex tape. Look, I'm not going to deny it. Won't confirm neither. So, what kind of times can we expect? Is that the ballpark figure where Bakita is in that high 32s? Or are we going to get a bit lower than that?
Maybe mids, but it's going to take a really good lap. But still 4 minutes to go. Still plenty of time to make a couple of little adjustments to go out for one last hit out.
I really do like Sector 3 here. It's quite challenging. You don't want to be on the brakes too heavy, but you don't want to take too much speed because, geez, you can go wide there. I remember when this game first came out with this circuit, I think you get away with being completely off track. It didn't last long, but... Oh, the yellow flag.
Yeah, the trick through that last sector is seen in a couple of races that I've commentated. If somebody's got a slightly different brake point than you heading into that heavy braking zone, very easy to run into the back of someone and send them out into the weeds. So you've got to be just a bit careful following through that fast last section.
See what you mean about the times. Between P2 and P14, less than a second, so like 7/10. Good signs for tonight's racing here in Split Yellow. Split Green to follow straight after this. Jag Memorial Corner. We're going to have to name a corner that. It's probably going to be the last circuit though we do. Because there's a fair chance we'll never see it again in Sprint, ever. I'm going to say it now. Maybe it's a safety car.
It's been a regretful decision, I think, for a few drivers. They thought about driving it for the memes, and it's just memes have not turned out to be dreams, unfortunately.
Yeah, the thought of driving the Jag beats the driving of the Jag. Oh,
this is what I mean. This is exactly what I was talking about 10 seconds ago. Very, very easy to run into the back of somebody.
You're still up 2/10.
Through that last couple of sections.
This will be a good time. Won't improve track position, but will improve time. It's... Whoa, 60, 32.
Great exit through the last corner.
That's our second time into the 32s tonight. Love to see it. Just watch the Bentley. It's all about cutting here. What can you get away with?
In the Bentley, a lot. Some other cars, not so much. Be very careful on that exit there. You don't want to go too wide because that's an easy corner cut there. See how much of the
Yep.
AstroTurf they take going wide into that hairpin.
Carry all that speed. A lot of trail braking here. Another corner that you don't want to scrub too much speed off. Right inside. This is a great looking lap here from Kimi. Up 2/10. This is currently on track for pole position. But he has that Audi ahead, Franco. Is it going to come into play?
We'll know here very shortly, as we'll probably see it get very close under braking.
He's got this lap hooked up.
Is traffic going to play a part?
Still up 3/10.
He's just going to get away with it. That Audi was not bad through those last couple of corners, so we'll have given Kimi a tow, if anything.
Bang.
And that's crossed the line, 2/10 up.
Nikita is in the pits. She's done.
She's in the rack. So great effort from Kimi. Getting down in that mid-32s.
Did you see how much?
Oh, look at the opposite
knife
there
edge,
from
yeah.
Alex.
Kimi
Kimi will have the drink. Oh, look at the amount of curb there from Alex.
And that Bentley.
Yeah.
Wrong type of track limits.
Oh, is that? That was very close to track limits.
Doesn't improve.
Yeah.
Jeremy's up 2/10. This could be third. If he hooks this up, this could be P3. That's how close it is. It's going to be P3. Jeremy Talbot.
Who's still out on track? Valentini. Is he still out on track somewhere?
Here we go. Here's another chance. So Rose is currently a bee's dick away from top 3. Up 1/10 at the moment, which won't be enough. But could very well put her on the second row. If she can hook up those last few corners. BMW using all the track there. Not sure that's optimal.
I mean, chat pointing out where is Houlihan. That looked like a bit of a wrong line from Rose there, but I think she's still going to get away with it.
2/10. P4. There you go, second row.
Wow, that was a great last lap from Mia there.
Versus on track. Oh, that's it.
So, is Houlihan in this week? Is that a name that I thought I saw that earlier on in the broadcast, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, no Houlihan. Alright, I'll be back in 1 second. Apparently my phone's going off its head.
So there you go. It's going to be Bentley, Porsche, McLaren, Nissan, Ferrari, Mercedes, and then Porsche. So 6 different manufacturers in the top 6, which is what you like to see. Now, then you've got a couple of the Audis, Hobbs, Kyrudin rounding out the 10. So hopefully those two don't come to grief in the first couple of corners. As we know, that's where all the action usually kicks off from. Hooli was around in voice chat, but not there now, though, according to Andrew. So I wonder if Hooli has some connection issues. He said, I thought I did see his name in the server, just in maybe during the practice, but could be mistaken. Has been known to happen. So everybody now starts to ready up. 15 seconds to go before we head off on our formation lap.
Alright, I'm back. So it looks like Cooley's got technical difficulties, which isn't great. He's here also. F in chat. So front row, second, and Bakita. There goes the Alpine. Fresh off its win at Hungaroring.
Well, yeah, that's going to be a lot to talk about.
Yes. Alonso, you legend.
We
My
I posted a image. I don't know if it was in the OR Discord or one of the other Formula One following, and it has shown that Fernando Alonso is being promoted to the Ministry of Defence for Spain. So congratulations on his promotion.
Yeah, that was very impressive. You love to see the elbows out. Hopefully we see some elbows out today, but as long as it's within the confines of fair. The clouds are looking quite ominous there, Franco.
They do. It's still just cloudy according to the weather, but as we know, that can change
Very quickly. No wind. Oh, not much wind. 1k.
Yeah. So it may just stay overcast, so hopefully everybody's done their pressures for not only for the night race, but also for cooler temps, because what's the track now? 16. We'd normally see on a normal hot time, what you'd think about, what, 18 or so degrees, 19 track temp at this time?
Yeah, I wouldn't see it changing much from what that is at all for over this 60 minutes. Maybe drop a degree or two at best. Alpine's a big chance here for a podium. Dad's just messaged me. Got tickets to the game on Sunday. Would you like to come? Fuck, it's too cold to watch football. We're taking all your games from Melbourne because you guys can't sort your shit out.
We're right now.
Oh, you're right now.
Well,
New South Wales, though.
New South Wales and Queensland now. They're the lepers at the moment.
All right. Franco, would you like to take this one? Oh,
I will take this one.
Oh, you're really doing that to green? You're really doing that to green?
Well, Scott's not here, but I'll do it anyway.
Done. All over to you, mate. Here we go.
Kimmy second from pole will lead them as we wait for the green lights.
Green line, give it all you got.
And we're away. Good jump by Bakita on the outside in the Porsche. Is going to sweep in front of Kimmy, does get it done, so great job there. The Nissan in the back there as well. I think that's Mia Rose up into P3, great effort as they go too wide. See Bone, I think that's Valentini as well, side by side. Ralahi right up into the back as they're 3 wide as we look down into the midfield. So everybody managing to avoid contact so far. So they start to filter their way through. Start to find where their spot is. As we see BMW switch out and might make it 3 wide down the back straight. There we go, Hopkinson covers the line off, will hold on. A pretty good start so far. All moves for position, but no contact, so great start. So I don't know what Mullet was worried about. Nobody died.
It's too soon. It's too soon. Have we learnt nothing?
Oh, we do this on purpose.
I don't know what you're talking about.
As we watch Kyrune and Hobbs, the 2 teammates, following each other through lap 1. As they come towards the last corner, it's going to be Bakita. The great move around the outside over Kimmy second. So there we go. It will be Bakita who leads not only this race but this championship. Kimmy second, trying to put the pressure on. A little bit of a gap to Mia though.
Overall though, a great start to this race. As you can see the leaderboard there's no massive gaps. The largest between a car is 1.2, and that's between P2 and P3. Love to see it early on here at Misano.
I certainly do. So we watch Valentini having a look at Talbot. Talbot going fairly defensive.
Oh, he was a bit of a gaggle.
Yeah, so these guys currently squabbling over P11, I think, at the moment.
Patricola's always in the thick of it.
Oh, he loves being on stream because he's just in everything, or things are happening to him.
Look at that closing speed. Mercedes, there's nowhere to put it either. Oh, he's going to send it. Don't worry about that, Mullock. Bang!
Oh,
So that coming a mile away. That is not a corner. You want to go side by side because you are going to go on the outside. And it looks like the Audi of someone. Who knows who that is? Oh, this is really kicked off, and I blame Franco.
no, I was not talking. That was Hodgkinson, I think.
Kai Rudin.
Oh, Kai Rudin. So I wonder if the teammates have come together somewhere.
Oh,
It
no.
was him and Hobbs were battling pretty hard early on in this race. And, you know, of all the cardinal sins you don't want to commit in this game.
Well, we'll look back in a second. Hunter's gone a bit wide there. That's a good spot to pick up a track limit warning. The exit there of turn 3.
Don't want to be spending those early. Meanwhile, Potter. We'll have a look at McInnes, who has gone wide, so he might lose a couple of spots here. Herbert might take advantage as he does the old switcheroo, but that poke of the Mercedes out of the final corner, and it's going to be Clark who is going to nab a position.
Looks like Kai Rudin's in the pits early. It's going to be a long stint for Ali. We'll find out what happened to him in a second. His BMWs are in the thick of it. Which one's is? It's Clark.
Actually lasted 2 laps, Sam, I think you'll find. Someone has turned off their lights, so they're running in Night Rider mode. Silent running.
Right, let's just check what happened to Kai Rudin.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's not teammate on teammate action.
He's just... Or is it?
Or did he lose it himself, perhaps?
Mate, what? No. Bang.
Oh, that is an assassination from Hobbs. And straight off the Christmas card list. He's trying to get out of the way. He's in a really shitty spot there.
Yep. Did well to hold the brake. He thought about it and then just see the Porsche coming, nowhere to go, and unfortunately...
Yeah, damned if he doesn't, damned if he doesn't there.
Yeah, 8-ball corner pocket for the poor Porsche there.
He's on the right thing and held his brakes, and then he's trying to dart off the racing line to get out of the way in case someone switches back a bit too narrowly. But yeah. Oh,
Wow,
Hobbs. That's not Hobbs, it's Bowen.
Yeah, he got checked up by Valentini, and it's just put him under a little bit of attack from Malahi now.
Whoa. This Mercedes has looked pretty quick down the back here.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about this circuit, but everybody just closes up so much under brakes through some of these corners from a long way back. All of a sudden they're, you know, 20 metres, or not even 20, 2 metres away from braking too late and running into the back of some poor guy in front.
It's one of those tracks where you braking earlier to get a good exit is highly beneficial. But if you just get a little bit glazy-eyed, this is going to be a good battle for though. Valentini, Bowen, Raleigh. This first chicane, you can really smash through there a lot more than you think you can. Flat through turn 3, down to turn 4. Very narrow through here. You want to take all that inside apex as Raleigh nearly goes deep into the back of Bowen. And here, slight lift for some cars. Some other cars, if you take it right, it's flat. It's disgusting either way, and looks like we still... Nope, that's just a replay on my other screen. Kai Rudin is out of the pits.
So Bone doing well to hang on to the back of Valentini. See, just slightly different lines between the Ferrari and the Mercedes there as well. Oh, that Bentley all out of shape. Does manage to hold on.
5-second penalty, lap 1. Must be pretty minor to be given a low penalty like that on lap 1.
No, we didn't see a lot on lap 1, so can't imagine it was anything too bad. May have just cut someone off or didn't leave it to space.
It's always a leave it to space. Is the BMW trying to find some space? Not to be.
So we saw these BMWs fairly up the grid early on in qualifying, so they do have some pace about them. Oh, just a little bit too much inside curve from Clark. As he has to go a little bit sideways. Put a bit of right-hand lock on to get himself through. Don't want to be doing that too often.
Obviously, that's what I was expecting.
Yeah, that was a fairly easy case to close.
Teammate assassination. Not a whole lot in it, just sloppy there. Got a little bit too deep. Spins his teammate, who's all the way at the back now. Has done his mandatory, but right behind. He's being blue flagged. It's a horrible place to come out. Been there before. Just got to put your head down and try and tuck in behind someone fast with a bit of a gap behind you, and you can get away with it. But easier said than done. He's going to have a lot of fuel on board.
He will be, as we say in the game, driving angry at the moment. Just got to get his head down and, as you said, just hook onto somebody's tail and just start smashing out the lap times now.
Yep.
Might come back to him once the pits are done, but it is going to be a long stint on those tyres.
See, lose the car a little bit there, but saves it, makes it work for him. Fingers crossed that Alec can have a good rest of this stint. 15-second penalty for causing collision lap 4 for Kieran Potter. Didn't see what that one was for. Alex Bowen. No safety car though, which is always a good sign that the race will be half decent. It's most of the time, but the leaders only 6 tenths separate them, so it's good signs.
Yeah, as you see, Alex has just lost a little bit of touch with Valentini at the moment. He's still got Relahi all up in his business.
Let's just watch the lines here from the Porsche. I'd imagine they'd be slightly different here to the Mercedes. That's deep.
So that's potentially his break point, but he's just got to be very careful that he's wasn't another car length or two up further than that. Otherwise, he would have been straight into the back of poor Alex, who's not had a lot of luck this season.
It's a skill in itself. You've obviously got your lines and your break points and your turning points that you have for a single lap, for hot lap, for qualifying. But you've got to race to the conditions, race to what's around you, and sometimes that changes quite significantly. It could be 20 metres, 30 metres. Sometimes it's alright to just get off the racing line to have your nose out in case you go a bit too late compared to the guy ahead.
So what do you do differently when you've got that, where you know if you brake at your normal brake mark, you're potentially going to run into somebody in front? What's your strategy?
You kind of, what I like to do normally is just kind of weigh up and just kind of see where their brake points are for a lap or two, especially if we're a similar pace. If I know they're going to be braking a lot earlier, brake earlier as well, but work out which corners they're braking earlier that doesn't help them out whatsoever. Because obviously when you're defending a car from in front and there's a car right behind you, you want to brake earlier and get a better exit. That's the best way to defend, as long as that corner isn't compromising you being done under brakes. Because if you're a bit slower, because the straights is where you're going to lose that time.
Yep.
Like the Mercedes here, for example, it's in Bowen's best interest to get him a good exit, because the Porsche will not have the legs to get him at the end of the straight. So you've got to try and just sort of, just got to gauge what the car does ahead and work out where he's weaker, and that's where you target. If you're pretty much matching the pace, you just got to change your brakes to match theirs.
I don't know, in my experience, I generally will lift off earlier, and it just means you're pulling the car up from a slightly slower speed, so you're going to pull up the car a bit shorter than what you normally would. Not too much so that it sort of compromises your overall speed, but just enough so you're not braking from the normal speed that you would and carrying the same distance. Just
Yeah, exactly. So
It's-
having that lift off will allow you to will have more flexibility in where you brake and how quick you can pull up. But also
exactly.
gives you the chance to actually get back on the throttle if that situation presents itself. And coasting is, you're not going to lose too much time coasting into a brake zone.
Ooh, Nikita's out.
Oh no, DC.
DC.
Oh, I have to Houlihan and Bakita both DC so far.
I wonder if Houlihan's out the front of Nikita's house with a pair of bolt cutters up a telephone line somewhere, saying, if I'm not starting, you're not starting either.
Oh, you hate to see it. That's not the first time that's happened either this season.
No.
Biggest crux in sim racing is internet connection.
There was somebody last week that had this too. I can't think who it was off the top of my head. Kai Lamy. Or it may have been the NA series that I called last week as well. Shout outs to the NA crew for letting me fill in for the commentary for them.
How'd you go?
Well, I don't want to say I did terribly, but I just want to say that there might be some of us may be scrutinised a bit more when we fly in the United States these days. We may be on some sort of list.
Bunch of Oliver's
should be
picked up a
okay.
drive-through, sorry there, for an incident, lap 2.
Pat Oliver, as we mentioned, he's generally in the thick of it. So obviously he's been it. Drive-through. Would that be track limits potentially?
No, that one was given. That was given
that was a
out,
given.
so that was probably for the dive at this part of the track here,
Yep.
where he's knocked the car off the line. Could have been something else that we didn't see, but that is my guess. I hate to
Yeah.
speculate though.
Yeah, it is for the dive. I forgot. I clean forgot it was Pat that was in control of that car, but I should have remembered it because it was a red Mercedes as he trundles down the pit lane now. Yep.
Oh, don't go 3 wide here, turn 1. What are we calling it? Wiggly? Or squiggly?
Squiggly or wiggly, one or the other.
And there's a 5-second penalty to Pat as well, on top of that for a lap 8 misdemeanor. Pretty decent pit lane length here. The exits
not
are
bad.
quite long.
Yeah, but at least it puts you out in a decent spot as we
Yeah.
go too wide through here. Looks like the Honda's going to lose out as the BMW storming its way through. It's Bob Ross painting a picture through those corners and getting the job done as we see the Honda now with a big old send into the hairpin. Oh, I don't know how he's managed to do that, but got the job done there. That was a send from a long way back, and now Braden's going to fire back on poor old Blanchard.
So you get the BMW on a straight line here behind the Honda.
On board with Braden.
Yeah, this is closing.
And you got to be careful. So easy to close up. Just tag someone, and because they're halfway through a corner, if you hit them, you're only going to hit them in the corner, and it's going to send them, and that's going to pick up a pen for yourself.
Oh.
So there's a bit of a wiggle there from Braden. Just allows Kato just a couple of car lengths.
There's Piper, who was involved in an incident on lap 4, I'd say 2 or 3. I think that was the car that Pat may have collected. Who's this under pressure? No, Lee Perkins. He's got a bit of damage on the back of that car. Well, we haven't seen... Oh, sorry, Bakita has rejoined down in 29th position. You can see that 2 laps back.
Yep. But still can potentially pick up points, so does want to circulate.
So Cardillo down in P30, he's got to stop go 30. That's interesting. Haven't seen that be given out by the steward, so I assume that's for speeding in the pits, but not sure why he was in the pits when he hasn't changed his tyres. And in the pits again.
Serving a drive-through potentially.
What? Did he have a drive-through? I'm not sure.
Not sure, but as we watch this, tell you who else is having a cracking race is the leading AB driver Kidman in P9. Which is a great result for an AM driver.
The second longest pit delta, according to Andrew O'Hara. Another reason Misano sucks. How'd you like this track, Andrew? Seems the game locked Paqueta's car for 2 minutes and a DC. The 90, that's actually 80% rule, but everything still applies. It's not up to no one else's fault that you get DC'd. Just a part of it. But in saying that, like, there's a fair few laps you'd have to be DC'd for. Just the way it is.
Yeah. But good on her for coming back in and wanting to continue the race, even 2 laps down. I know there'd be a few that wouldn't. They'd just call it a night. Oh, it was
Here's a
piping
chance.
now. About a good
Oh, the
run.
Honda's
oh,
off.
that Honda.
Oh no, oh no, oh no. They're going to converge here. 3 wide. The Porsche got nowhere to go. We'll take that one.
Somewhere.
Switch back. Not quite. Door shut. Honda's going to defend the inside line here. BMW, again, nowhere to go. Porsche is going to look on the outside. Can he get the Honda on the brakes? No. Honda defends very nicely. Great to see.
Yeah, it was a half chance there from the BMW. I thought was going to send it, but backed out, realising that could all end in tears. And 40 minutes into an hour-long race, 20 minutes into an hour-long race, don't need to be making that. Although, as we say that,
Bang.
oh, there they
Biggity
go.
bang. Bang, bang, biggity, biggity bang. That was always coming.
Yep, synchronised spinning for the pair.
Oh dear.
Much like what we saw with Pat Oliver before, that is just so tough to go too wide through that section.
Yes, F in chat there. It's quite a tricky corner, that one. No, so if you get disconnected and you're in the pits, it does not serve you mandatory for obvious reasons. And that is a good thing because people can really abuse the living bejesus out of that if that happens. But it's just an unfortunate part of being disconnected. Not much else you can do about it.
Yep. I mean, it's, you know, no different than a mechanical issue in real life racing, as we see Bone
Smash every single barrier. That's probably not a textbook picket entry or something he's ever going to watch back ever again. But
Yeah.
we will showcase it because it was amusing.
I'll tell you what, it is going to ensure that he's probably not pit speeding, because it would have wiped off all the speed he was carrying into the pit lane. But he will now have to probably get that repaired. So, not the greatest of pit entries for Alex. To watch Potter now, who does have 15 seconds to serve at his next pit stop. So yeah, that undercut for Alex, and Scope points out, it's probably going to come to naught, although...
This is the replay of Alex Bowen's sensational pit entry.
So here we go. Oh, tags the rear, and then, yep, just went in a little too hot.
It looked a lot worse though from broadcast camera, to be honest.
Still going to be a bit of damage though. I think it's going to be, what, about 10 seconds, 8 or 10 seconds worth of damage, I reckon.
The sun is nearly completely set. Just sort of see a little bit of sunlight over the horizon. What have we got? 9:26. Paqueta sets the fastest lap at 32.6. That is an angry lap there from Paqueta. Where can she finish? It's going to be hard yards for 2 laps down.
Yeah, that's it's not going to be easy, but you never know. There may be other issues that befall some of the other drivers. So, given how far down we pay points as Barrett through this section, which is catching a lot of people out,
Cadillo's picked up a pen. I love that Valtteri Bottas channeled his inner sim racer for lap 1 on Hungaroring. That is how you don't take turn 1, and now watching at home. Just shows you, though, even the greats make mistakes. That rhymed. I'll take that. Thank you for coming.
But was it, though?
Was it?
Was it a mistake?
Yeah, it was a big boo-boo. You can't blame Norris.
No.
I'm with you. I'm with you. So you're saying it's a 4,000 IQ play for Mercedes?
Well, I mean, he's looking for a contract.
Tell you what, as much as Verstappen gets knocked, that drive with half a car was pretty bloody impressive.
Yeah. As Nikita goes faster again, setting qualifying laps at the moment.
Stroll's lockup was arguably worse, but in saying that as well, he did try and avoid the car ahead by moving across, but because he moved across, he unstabilised the car, and then you put even more strain through the wet tyres, or the inters, and yeah, it was a big boo-boo too. But it didn't kill 4 of the top 6 though.
Yeah, I mean, Stroll's effort to avoid everything as well wasn't the greatest either.
Also, in saying that, Stroll is actually amazing in the wet. He's actually a very, very good wet driver. Just didn't showcase it for very long at Hungaroring.
Starting to see a fair amount of pins next to some names. Obviously, a lot of them are from tagging drivers in front, and she said it earlier on in the broadcast, one of those tracks where you just got to be very, very careful into some of the heavier braking zones, especially through sector 3. Blows up on the car in front so quick, so easy to spin them.
Oh, it is. It's a polarising circuit, Misano, to some drivers. A lot of people aren't familiar with the track. So I remember before ACC came out, I don't think I've ever set foot on this track in a game, ever. But once you sort of get the hang of it and understand cutting corners is the optimal strategy here, you do have a bit of fun. Kind of like a Kyle Army in a way where a lot of people weren't familiar with that circuit prior to ACC. But yeah,
how well is Kidman doing, leading the AM class?
Mate, I'm gonna have to bump him up to a Pro-Am because he might miss out on the finals otherwise. And he's gonna have a good running in the finals and Pro-Am.
Managing to hold off Potter, who's no mug himself.
Just quickly back to the F1 race. One of the best things I heard all race was when George Russell was on the radio saying he's sacrificed his own race to help Latifi out no matter what. I just thought that was really wholesome.
And that's a man that knows he could be partnering up with Lewis Hamilton next season. So you better get used to that.
Should be doing it next round, to be honest.
Yeah. No, it was good. Did you see his interview after the race? Russell's.
No.
He was a bit emotional.
Yeah, I saw him in his car.
As you could imagine.
Yeah. Like, George is a talent. Latifi gets a bit of a bad rap. That car, George is a freak of a driver. And we'll find that out when he's in Mercedes. He will go very well there. But Latifi's also in a shit car, but not quite as talented, but doing his thing. I think Latifi gets a bit of a bad rap at times. He's I'm not going to name drivers and be toxic, but I'm glad Latifi scored points. Probably more so than George, to be honest, because we know George is going to get a seat in Mercedes.
I'm just glad Williams got points because it put him above Haas and Alpha.
Yeah, that's insane.
Don't know how many people know how crucial that is for extra money at the end of the year. based on your finishing position in the constructors.
F1's better when McLaren and Williams are going well. As long as the other teams are going well as well. It's not just a 2-horse race. But yeah, let's see if he seems like a good dude. And if you've seen his girlfriend, holy moly, he's batting well off the field too.
Well, he's like the son of a billionaire or something like that, so, you know. he's,
What are you trying to say?
life's dealt him a good hand.
It has. What did Ahara say before about brake markers? Don't you get extra points for taking out brake markers? That's what the numbers on them are, right? There's a few drivers that are... Whoa, that's quick! That is an amazing pit entry.
That's how you meant to do it, Alex. Sorry to shame you, mate, but that was taken at speed.
Kyrudin, as you can see on the leaderboard there, is P20, but ahead of quite a few drivers that have stopped as well. Considering that he stopped at probably the 56th minute mark, that's a good going. I have heard rumour though that Mitch Hobbs has been taken off Kyrudin's Christmas card list.
Well, it's going to be awkward in the Audi team chat, I can assure you that right now.
That's quite funny.
But Herbert will be on slightly fresher tyres, so you think he fancies himself against Kyrudin. That Bentley's no slouch around here either.
From memory, the Audi's pretty good here too. But most cars are fairly decent. Again, if you know the track well and you're good at the track, you will have a decent race no matter what car you're in. I don't really know a car that's
There
off.
is one difference though.
Curbs?
Audis have Audi tings.
Yeah.
There's no Bentley tings.
Have you seen the new Audi wing? So now it's going to be Audi tings. It's going to be Audi wings.
Really, have they gone all out on the wings?
Holy hell!
Is it wings on wings? Have we
No,
got
it's
double
just
decker wings?
just a big wing. No, it's just big wang. I haven't heard any whispers or rumours of what's being added next to the game. I really want to see the new BMW.
Haven't heard anything on a US GT pack.
Apparently there's been a question and a Q&A, as you would say, to the Kudos developers, or one of the developers and James Baldwin. I haven't seen if they've answered the questions yet, just knowing that they have taken questions. So that might be interesting to see where ACC heads over the next 6 to 12 months.
Oh, here's a good run from Herbert.
Mulligan will be the last person to get in. Yes.
To be a bit of a send, you would think. Massively inside.
Bang. Got him.
And shuts the door.
Great
on
move.
Kyrudin.
Great move there, Regan. Kyrudin's not going to give up yet, though. This man loves a scrap.
He's got to be careful. This is where he's got to be careful now as they come through this. What do you want to say? Triple right section. I don't know how you'd really describe this.
You can see the tiny little bit of a crosswind here, and the track's dropped 1 degree. I don't think it's going to drop much more than that. 1 or 2 at max. Not bad. I might have an article for you to read out. I am all eyes. I was going to say ears. I'm not sure how I read with my ears, but yes, I am all eyes. Raggy?
Or maybe you're an audiobook type of dude.
Maybe.
Or a text to speech. So Talbot is the leader of the pitters so far.
Close though. Valentini Raleigh. Right
And
there.
Bone all the way down in P13, so that damage cost him
Yeah, it has.
a mighty chunk.
Not bad, not bad. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're liking what we're doing. Please show the love. It all helps feed my dog. Also helps to feed Max.
So
I'm not going to speculate who I'm talking about. It doesn't rhyme with feminine llama. He didn't hear me, he's not here.
Mate, you dig your own grave.
I have dug it. It is well and truly
Don't drag
entrenched.
me into it. Well, at the back there, Alahi. He's going to have a look at Valentini into one. It's a bit ambitious. As Perko picks up a 10-second pen
He's in the Nissan.
for an unsafe rejoin. AKA Bender-esque,
Wow.
as we like to call it.
Have you jumped on AMS2 yet, Franco? Oh, that's wang on.
No,
Sorry, mate. I just cut 2 secs, Ted. Who is that?
Is that Hopkinson? He was in front, or is that a back marker?
Ah, it's
No,
Blanchard.
it's Blanchard. The problem I have with AMS2 is that you can't easily output it to a secondary monitor.
Are you meaning? Okay, so I'm guessing that you're not on VR, obviously.
No. I'm on a dual monitor setup.
Okay, so the main monitor is not the game one you play the game on.
Yeah, it's not the one I've got my steering wheel in front of.
Yep. Okay. There is a way around it. Cameron Farmer's probably the best person to talk to in that regards. As far as monitor goes and usage, it is the best triple screen game that I've played ever.
Yep.
You don't have to set NVIDIA to that surround mode. It just knows you've got 3 monitors. If they're all set the same resolution, it is just seamless. But as far as that goes, it's also great in VR. But you can definitely use the non-main display as your main display for the game. At the moment right now, Franco, the footage you're watching is obviously not on AMS2, but again for ACC, this is my secondary display coming from my computer.
Yep.
That way you don't see me alt-tab.
It's mighty helpful because in the past it was a little bit annoying. We used to get the pause stream come up and not really being able to commentate. I have wanted to, get involved in the group nights for AMS2. If only, well, I'm a little bit disappointed, Mullet.
Oh no.
It's got the trucks. It's got the big trucks. Like I'm talking your big old trucks. Yeah. But as we see contact between Valentini and Ralahi, and a little bit of a spin there, and that's a little bit of a naughty, I think. That will get looked at. Don't think there's been much damage other than positions and time. I don't think there was a lot of damage dished out there. Meanwhile, Alex Bone, who didn't have the greatest of pit window, trying to get past Vecchio. I will come back to my issue with AMS2.
Give me seconds doing a bender for airtime. Unfortunately, when you're commanding lead in a race, it is really kind of hard to put the focus on the car.
Tell Bakita about it.
And Andy O'Hara, both of those two,
Yeah.
they've won races if you didn't know.
If it wasn't for the thing at the end, you wouldn't know that they were actually racing at all.
We'll be getting some of my casters to put a little bit more emphasis on getting the cars crossing the line at the end of the race, because it's always great to say the name of the guys that finish in the podium. Sometimes it just doesn't work out that way, and obviously there's only one of us changing all the old
Yeah, there's just
cameras.
so much going on when you're the host broadcaster. As you watch Alex Bone now, he's going to pull out. As Vecchio goes fairly middling, trying to be a little bit defensive, but probably couldn't go as offensive as he wanted to. Alex Bone backs out, maybe looking at the old switcheroo. As they go side by side, this is where we've seen a few accidents already. As the BMW gets right out of the way, say that's a lap car. Might be
Great
Mike
battle.
Clark. Yeah, Bone. He's going to be patient though. Not usually one to make a rash decision in these kinds of things.
So but back to AMS2 questions. No Chili McGee said it sucks that you have to be forced to play with his team name. Yeah, that apparently is changing. If you're familiar with Codemasters games, that's how Cody's works, and it's an absolute bastard. So, for example, with F1, how we get your name to show up on a broadcast is we have to add you as a friend and then change your nickname on our Steam account to show what we want to show. The same deal is currently for AMS2, but yes, hopefully that'll change soon so you can have your own driver profile, have your proper name, and just look swish like it does on ACC. As Kimi Second has pitted, and he has a 6.7 second lead to Mia Rose in the Nissan.
Interesting to see how much Mia can close up in the next 21 minutes. Anyway, going back to AMS2, as we still watch this battle go on for another lap. It's got the big old trucks in it, which you know.
Yep.
I'm all about. No Kenworths.
No Kenworths. I'm not sure why.
Well, at my work, they're a fairly big part of it. We do a substantial amount of work for Kenworth Australia, and to not see him in there, I'm considering refunding.
There's a reason behind it. It's something to do with licenses, but
yeah,
you should definitely call
no
up
doubt.
AMS2 and Kenworth and get that deal going.
Yep. As we see a Honda out in the weeds.
It's Kato. Oh, Bowen's opportunistic move there on the inside, and thanks for coming.
Yeah,
As Vecchio picks up a drive-through, never mind. Oh, I think he went a bit wide trying to avoid the Honda. This is a battle for position, actually. Unfortunately for Vecchio, who's pitted. He's pitted. James Vecchio has pitted for a drive-through. That is a bold strategy, Cotton.
Yeah, can't see the reason behind that. As we watch
technical
Braden.
issues.
And looks like he has got the job done. Both carrying pins. Braden carrying 5 seconds more, so he needs to get a fair way up the road for that position to count.
Vecchio is leaving the pits. Maybe he didn't box. That was strange because it looked like he was in his pit box.
Maybe he was driving towards his pit box and then realised, hang on a second, I don't need to actually pit. And
maybe it was this car. Apologies. Maybe it was this car I was looking at.
Potentially. It's Wayne Darwin, I think, either pitting for damage or has called it a night. Well, battle between Oliver and Barrett. It's a bit harder to pick the cars out at night, so give that to you, Mullet.
What was that? Sorry, buddy.
I said it is a bit hard to pick the cars out at night, so
Yeah, it is a little bit.
we'll.
Patrick Oliver tries to take off.
The old lowrider suspension in the front of that Porsche. Mercedes. It's going to try the old switchback.
There's no way to put it there. What we would love to see this round is just one of the races wet. Wet racing on ACC at night time is something to behold. It looks sensational.
Tell you what looks nice.
Thanks, mate.
No worries. Just jump on board with Barrett.
Yep.
And just go to rear view, just to look down the back, and this is where I think the game
nails it.
Really pretty.
Yeah, I love using this camera angle to showcase how close the cars are getting, and VR hasn't been perfect, obviously, in this game.
Oh,
it's
a great
blurry.
Move there from Paddy Oliver. Just absolutely sent it.
And here comes P2's Me Rose.
On the flashy flash. So, opportunistic move there from Pat. Manages to get the move done, and at the same time, Barrett's had to let second place through, so just allows him a little bit of breathing room as well.
Resume the battle now. Ferrari versus Mercedes. Not sure if you... another battle.
Yeah, what is the gap just quietly between P1 and 2? wonder if that's coming down at all.
3/10 in a couple of laps, not a great deal.
Not
Could
enough.
be circumstantial. Could be traffic. Talbot is 6 tenths back from P3, but Raleigh does have a 10-second penalty, which will drop him a couple of places. Talbot. I just love if ACZ added a couple bit more of information to the leaderboard on the left, like positions gained and things like that. So Crouch picks up a penalty. Looks like everyone's on their mandatory pit stop now.
Well, Potter is going to go side by side. I think they're still side by side. This is going to be a bit of a sand. I wonder if Potter's just left it a little bit too late to come out. Will try and send it. He last of the late breakers. Oh, it's contact there.
Little touch.
I think it's going to be touch play on though. Yeah, I think it's fairly fair move there done by Potter. Great stuff.
That moves himself up to P13. Go back up to, actually, Talbot's. I reckon Talbot's just going to hang around Raleigh. Don't really need to force the issue. He's got 2.2 over Valentini.
Just wants to make sure that Raleigh not holding him up, just allowing Valentini to come back.
How good's that endurance light in the car?
The purple light.
Yeah.
I mean, it reminds me of a light that would belong in a 70 Sandman wagon with the shag carpeting inside. Like it's definitely mood lighting. I think that is Darwin who's
he's
had enough for this race.
He's done and dusted. I think it's one of the only cars that we've, I don't know why it's set on for this one. I don't think the other cars we have the endurance light on.
It's only in a couple of cars that don't all have the nice flashy purple inside lights.
Well, the Nissans are definite yes. Oh, looks like Audi has theirs. Unless that's track. No, that looks like the inside car.
Yeah, you should be able to spot it. There we go.
So the Audi yes, Nissan yes. Oh shit. Bentley
No.
yes. Yes?
Yes or no?
No. Yes.
Yep. Well, there you go.
BMW,
Maybe-
no,
maybe
they can't
it's
even
been
afford a
added
full
'cause-
wheel, so I don't know how they could do that.
I wonder if it's been added because I don't remember it being in all the cars.
Oh, it's definitely there. We've turned it off for most of the Sprint Series originally. It's just an option in the car JSON, so it's not actually an option inside the custom editor, but if you got the car JSON file, you can turn it off.
Wow.
Yeah. You just got to know which bit to turn.
I don't know why anyone would want it off. Just adds a vibe to the car. I mean, I never see it because I don't use cockpit view, so
What? What do you use?
I use bonnet, mate.
Well, thanks for joining us, Franco.
Bonnet for life.
You and Bender.
You
Disappointing.
laugh, and then it gets wet, and you're like, God damn, I wish we used bonnet.
Well, no, you just hold F4. Bender and his water.
If it rains tonight, he'll be so pissed off.
Oh, I hope
Shout
it
out-
pours tonight.
Shout out to Bender. He's having a break this week.
You know what I enjoyed last week was one of those races. It was wet in practice. It dried before quali. It threatened to rain for the race, and nothing eventuated. So good. It's just trolling him. Mind you, wet racing on this game is pretty fun.
I'll tell you why camera doesn't get enough love in broadcasting. And no, it's not chase cam. That's the front bumper cam when you've got a car in front.
We'll do that next when we get a car close. Just for you, mate.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, headlight cam?
Yeah,
They're very pinpoint. That looks weird. Looks like the eyes of a binoculars.
The one that used to get in V8 supercars, it was even lower to the road. You see, especially when you had a car just directly in front, you almost see the inside of the driver in front's colon. It was that close.
Oh. So, Ferrari, decent set of headlights. If you're in the McLaren, nah, you've been shafted. Oh, that's wide. Jinx.
Wonder if that's a cut. Don't want to be doing that too much.
Yeah, I wasn't going to speculate on that, Cameron, but now that you pointed it out. Oh, Porsche's even worse. Interesting. The things you learn. Alright, Patrick Oliver is right on the back of a Porsche. Of pipe.
Oh, that's a touch.
Speaking on the back of, inside the Porsche.
Yeah. Just didn't respect the guy in front, unfortunately. That's a fairly unhappy looking Mercedes. Doesn't have the old bonnet aero though. It's only reserved for the Pro Strats.
He'll be in the box next to let us know how he's found this race. I think he started in the top 12, maybe 11th. But yeah, a couple of little tiny incidents and that's all you need. Alright, it's time for Kimi Second to get some airtime. That was his airtime. That was good.
Still nearly 10 seconds up the road, so I think Alex Bone is in a bit of a battle with Hunter at the moment. Just looking at the timing screens.
That he is.
He's just cleared. Hunter, that looks like a McLaren behind him. So there you go. Bone up to P6, but 15 seconds off the back of Valentini and Talbot, who he was battling on earlier before the pit stop. So just shows you how much time he lost, not only probably repairing some damage, but also having to make his way back through the field. Possibly on for a P5 or a P4, and now all of a sudden he's managed to clear Hunter, but he's the best part of 15.5 seconds away from P5.
Yeah, 1.3 now ahead of Hunter. That was down to 6 or 7 tenths just one sector ago.
Yeah, I think Bone cleared Hunter because Hunter was definitely in front.
That's
and,
wide.
Yeah. So Bone with a move for position in the last lap, but don't think he's going to get much more than that done.
So after this round, we have 2 more before our final series. Before we reset and go again for a very new look sprint series comes next season. A few substantial changes just to mix it up, keep it fresh. A little bit more emphasis on the final series.
We also have sign-ups for some sort of F1 series coming up too, or sign-ups have gone live.
Yep, so F1 2021 sign-ups are often racing, so if you want to get involved in that, head to our website or check it out on Discord. Also, we have Endurance Series kicking off next month, and Misano at the end of this month for this game. And on top of that, we're looking at an AMS2 as Hunter and Valentini pick up simultaneous drive-through penalties, which has made this very spicy for Alex Bowen.
These Christmases have come at once. We should buy a lottery ticket. With 8 minutes to go.
Oh dear.
Valentini just pushed the envelope one too many times.
It's going to help out Hobbs as well. Damn it, you spoke faster than I can type. Bad luck there, Cameron Farmer. So where is that gonna? That's gonna obviously help Raleigh. He's only gonna lose 1 place now, and that'll be to Talbot. I don't think you can get Talbot another 8.2 seconds in 7 minutes, but you never know.
Talbot's doing the right thing. He's just hanging with Relay.
No pressure behind him now. Definitely after Valentini's going to have to serve that drive through.
Yep. Yeah, if I'm Talbot, I know that there's nothing to be gained, nothing to be lost. Just sit there, circle laps, don't extend if I'm on my last warning. Tell you what, wouldn't that be a turn up if Talbot was to pick up a drive through as well with a couple minutes to go? Alex Bone suddenly finds himself
Don't
up
say that.
into P4.
What if all of them get a drive through, Franco?
Well, if they all get a drive through, then
Except Bowen.
I'll create an OnlyFans.
Oh, I thought you already had one, mate.
I do, but I'll make it public.
Oh, there we go. Valentini's into the pits. So Bowen, Hobbs, Kidman. Hello, welcome to Pro-Am. I'm going to say it right now.
Yeah, top 10
sensational.
from the AM class, if you don't mind. I think that's a bit of a look at what class are you really.
I like these camera views when it shows you how good the graphics are in this game. It just doesn't paint always a perfect picture of what's going on around the cars, but at this stage of the race where there's not a huge amount of battle going on, it looks like Kidman's actually come out just behind Valentini. Sorry, Valentini's just come out just ahead of Kidman.
Wow. So is Kidman potentially got another spot in him? What is he, a second? And Valentini will be probably having to get his tyres up to temp after being through the pit lane.
Oliver. Yes, this blue flag there. Paul tucks in right behind the Porsche. Is it possible? It's possible to do your own set of custom cameras for ACC. Oh, it is, but you need multiple computers though. You can do fixed. You could. The sky's the limit if you've got enough, but
Why haven't you got 15 computers? Oh,
because in summer I respect my body temp. I think 3's enough for this room. Yeah, with custom cameras though, I don't think they add too much.
what's happened there?
No, just blue
I thought-
flagged. Just blue
Right.
flagged.
Oof.
I remember we did the Kyle Army 9 hour last year. We had a camera just on Cheetah. That was pretty funny.
That's all you need, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
See a yellow dot at Cheetah, and you can just press a button and go straight to it. There would have been a whole lot
If
of
anyone's got VR, spectator race in VR and use the VR on track cameras when you're sitting on the sides. It looks magnificent. Obviously, you can't get those camera angles. I think there's about 10 per track. All they are is they're just fixed cameras on the side of the track where the fences are that you watch from. They look
So-
really, really cool.
So it's like being in the grandstand, is what you're
Yeah,
saying.
like being in the grandstand, but a little bit closer and at track level. It's like being a marshal, probably.
Yeah. It's not been a great week for marshals after the death at Brands Hatch on the weekend.
Yeah, it's horrible. Horrible week for crashes.
Yeah, we saw the terrible one at the Spa 24 Hours as well. Luckily, he walked away from it. Just shows you how dangerous the edges of racetracks can be.
Yeah, I don't recommend anyone watches the Browns Hatch one. It's not very nice.
Yeah, I'm not going to watch it.
Oliver's picked up a drive-through.
And if that was... because we did see him go wide on the exit of the back straight, so I wonder if he's picked up one there and one somewhere else. So, once again, Paddy Oliver's doing the walk of shame down the pit lane.
Baxter Hobkinson, though, leading the Pro-Am class. Well, we would be P2 once Kidman gets his upgrade.
Yeah, he doesn't want to be beat by the AM, so he's going to be very keen to get past that Bentley in front.
It's looking quite ominous. Kai Rudno, what a recovery. P11, 4.3 seconds off top 10 after pitting 56th minute.
Yeah, he's
Left.
done well to nurse those tyres. They'll be feeling pretty average by about now. But yeah, as you said, great recovery drive after getting murked by his own teammate.
Next week's circuit is Hungaro Ring. Another favourite of mine.
So see Hopkinson. Oh, almost.
Yeah, he's showing some pace here. He's got to be patient.
Yeah. Probably only got, what, 1 lap to go? 1, maybe 2.
Not an easy track to get past by any stretch. What was the final circuit for round... What's for round 10? I can't remember. Can someone enlighten me in chat?
I want to say it would be something like wouldn't be a Spa or something like that, would it?
McInnes has picked up a drive-through as well. Lots of drive-throughs tonight.
Oh, look at that for a guess. Somebody pay me my money.
Spa, it is Spa. What a way to finish. Love it.
It's always the grandstand finish that you want.
It's been Kyalami before.
Yeah, what's Kyalami for a couple of times, I reckon.
Alright, it's time to watch our race leader who's been spectacular this race. Bakita unfortunately got disconnected. She's up to 25th. She's hung in there though, but unfortunately she's lost out P1 chance. And Kimmy second has not looked back in the Bentley. Waiting from Mia Rose, I think 12 seconds now.
Yeah, he's done well to hold off Mia. Mia's done well herself though.
Seconds.
Got a couple of spots off the start, if I recall.
Yeah, it was a baller start there for Mia. Riley is currently P3, but will drop down to P4. They'll switch places with Jeremy Talbot. That 10-second penalty. So top 7. All different manufacturers. Bentley, Nissan, Porsche, McLaren, Mercedes, Audi, Ferrari. You'll love to see it.
There we go. Time has ticked 0. So once Kimmy crosses the line, that'll be it. Coming through the last couple of corners.
I'll let you call them home, Franco.
And Kimmy second will take the win here at Misano. Navigates the final corner. Drives along the pit wall to the celebrations of her Pixel pit crew and takes the win. Mia Rose, a great drive in the end, will take P2 in the Nissan. So there you go, Bender. The Nissan can do pretty well here. Meanwhile, Malahi will finish on track P3, but Talbot is right behind and did everything he needed to do. Will finish P3 after the pens have been applied. And a man who, after his pit stop, if you told him you could snag a P5, he would take that pretty handily. And he will finish P5 by just keeping it clean in the back half of the race. Meanwhile, Hobbs, he was involved in that incident earlier with his teammate, will cross the line in P6 behind some of the other lap traffic, and then Valentini will finish P7 now. Kidman will hold off Hopkinson and will take the AM win. Hopkinson the Pro-Am, P8 and P9, and Herbert will round out the 10. Kai Rudin, great recovery drive. One of the best, you got to say, after getting tagged earlier. Hunter, P12, and Potter, and then Vecchio, and there we go. That is race 1 done and dusted.
Well done. Kimmy second in the Bentley. We've also had Tom Kidman in the Bentley finish P1 in the AM class, and Baxter Hopkinson takes the chocolates here for the Audi team for the Pro-Am class. That's race 1 done and dusted. We've got a few minutes to go, so we will just go back over the timetables. Let's look at qualifying. So it's second, Bakita, Talbot Rose. Who finished second? Rose.
Rose.
So she's
So
up from
Rose has
fourth.
jumped two to get the job.
Raleigh was actually down in seventh, so he still gained 3 spaces, or places, sorry. Bowen's gained a couple. Pro-Am class, Herbert, Oliver Piper, and the race finished Hopkinson, Herbert, Potter. And who's the AM class? Tom Kidman in a class of his own. And a big chance now for a Pro-Am spot and a spot in the Pro-Am finals, which you'd love to see. Fastest lap was to... pretty sure it was Kimmy. Second, yeah, 52. That's not right. 32.5, I think we saw.
Yep.
So yes,
While we wait for the swap over, I'm going to quickly grab a drink.
go nuts. Go nuts. Kimmy will have to drink after the race. My word. I think last week we had 2 or 3 brand new OOR race winners, which is great to see. Just flicking over to green now. Right. Just do a couple of presses and bang. So it looks like it's sunny out there again for... Oh, wow, that's been inserted into my head. All the drinks.
And we are back with pre-practice for the green. Look at that, O'Hara in the 32.6s.
It's just rude. Good field here, 34.
What's the magic number?
For the Spa.
No, yeah.
Ooh, BMW says exit stage left.
Is it 40 or?
44.
44. Well, if we can get 44 people to join the server out of the chat,
Good luck.
make things happen.
Good luck. I think this split might have a debutante. If they rocked up tonight, that is.
This is not a split I normally call, so a lot of these names, a lot of the names are guys I have seen drive around, but some of them are a bit new to me.
Where Adini? Adini is currently sitting in 34th. Oh, that looks interesting. I'll just change camera quickly. That's Mercedes.
They're going with the 6-wheel option to the 2 sets at the front.
And there's Adini there, right at the back, 34th. It's going to leave it nice and late here to do absolutely nothing. I might grab a drink as well. Jackie Baldwin is in the chat, everybody. It's James Baldwin's brother. Is the live timing app out of sync? Shouldn't be. What's it doing, George? 6-wheel GT3 would be interesting.
I want us to go back to 6-wheel Formula 1 cars. I think we need to open up more regs, not less for next season. Have the fan car, have 6-wheelers,
Gross.
take treads if it's better. doesn't matter. Just do it.
Has it been doing that all night, George? Because if so, I'm not quite sure. It might have been just during the swap over here for the two splits. I'd wait till it kicks over to qualifying, then it should be pretty much instantaneous. Hi, Mo. I finally go back to Tassie. Don't travel to Victoria 2 days before a lockdown. Yes, I can imagine, mate. No, just this race. Okay. We'll keep an eye on it. I'll be back in 1 second.
We're not far away from kicking off qualifying. And Andy O'Hara, steel pole. Man, he's usually pretty dominant at this circuit, although it's not his favourite, so be surprised if he maybe leaves a little bit of time out there. I wonder if this split will do the same as the last one and everybody all head out at the same time, or people have their heads around them a bit more and maybe just let the traffic filter out and try and find some spare circuit to get their lap times done. We wait for the server to kick over. Might just ask chat, what other night race would you like to see in ACC? We've obviously got Misano. I think we've got potentially a night race at Silverstone, but I could be wrong there.
I think we had one at Zolder, didn't we?
Oh, Zolder. Sorry, you are right. And we've had them at Kyalami. Yeah.
There's just not a whole lot of circuits that are well lit.
Yeah. So they're probably good to race, but they're probably just not good to call and broadcast.
You can get away with it for like an endurance special event, because by that stage the racing's probably not quite hardcore. Kyalami was alright. Laguna Seca.
Yeah, I don't wonder what the lighting is like there.
Yeah, I haven't. There's a couple of tracks that we haven't ventured to for quite some time. One of those is Laguna Seca. That's going to be our opening round for our endurance series. Mainly because we haven't really done it much in recent times.
Looks like only a few cars. Oh no, there's another gaggle at the back there. So
they learnt their lesson from the last split.
Yeah, I think there's a little bit more gaps between cars. Although these guys are following each other pretty close, but they're sort of in groups, so it's an opportunity to spread out. It's not all the cars out at the same time.
The very rare McLadies.
Well, McLaren Mercedes. That's not rare at all.
Oh, it is that close. I know what you mean, though. Alton Park at night also feels like a fun idea. All right, Alex, if you steward that, Edson, we'll do it. We'll do it, mate. Just you stewarding. Oh, that's the thing. The sprint races, the real tight tracks are hard because you're obviously all close together for a short amount of time. The endurance racing, it's a bit better because people do realise that it's a longer race, so they kind of back off a little bit and pace themselves out. So this is why I think that Laguna Seca and Donington are going to be pretty good in the endurance series.
I know this would be a controversial opinion, but what's the lighting at Paul Ricard like?
I'm not sure, actually. I don't think it's great over the back end.
Yep.
But it is a bit of an eyesore to some people, the Paul Ricard tracks. So maybe at night time's better there.
Yeah, like it's more palatable.
Yeah.
If it's dark.
I'm going to go on board with the start. Let's go on board with Hignett on the Bentley. G'day, Pat. Has he joined the chat yet? He's just grabbing some food for us.
Yeah.
It's nice of him, isn't it?
Start to see first couple of laps in anger. Speak of the devil.
Mr. Thick, how are we, sir?
I'm great. I am great. How are you two? How are you?
Well, I've missed your beautiful voice, buddy.
Oh. Yeah. You know, interesting night of racing. It'd be good to watch it back. But, you know, it was fun. Fun to be settled into my area and enjoying racing.
I'll tell you what, mate, you definitely get your money's worth when you race. There's always something going on around you.
Yep. My mum said that, well, no, she just didn't raise no bitch. I've got to get my money's worth. There's no
well,
point.
Oh, wait, no one's doubting that for a second.
Yeah.
O'Hara starts things off. Holy heck.
I got fooled.
132.8, and it's only going to get quicker from there. You get the impression. Pat,
Right.
I will have to talk about that move you did early on in the race, side by side through the last sector.
Yeah.
Too
What,
soon.
You mean with that Porsche that? Wait, or with Braden? Which one?
I'm not sure. I just remember you going through the fast couple of right-handers side by side in a place where it's generally not wise.
Oh yeah, with that Porsche that
Yeah.
in as if I wasn't there. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm allowed to be there, and if they turned in with the cars with there, they would have been fine.
So you're going with the Simpson defence that I'm going to keep kicking the air and walking towards you, and if you run into my feet, that's your fault.
Well, I mean, I'm allowed to be there, right? I was entitled to the corner, so I said, why not? I've been bullied already. I'm just gonna have another crack at it.
Yeah, it's tough. I didn't look back too much, but probably now's not the best time to discuss it. Other than that, you still finished in the top. Excellent. Where did you qualify? 11th?
I think 13th.
13th.
I did a PB in quali, so I was happy with that.
Mate, that's all you can ask for.
33, you know?
What was it? What was your time?
33.8, I think.
33.8. Anything in the 33s is rapid.
Yeah, I couldn't crack into it at the hot laps. But
The Dini has fired back though, with a 132.7.
the setup felt so good around this place.
That was the Mercedes with the curbs and the bumps.
Very good. It's like it's not even there. It's the only issue is like, as I don't know if you saw when I hit Braden, I copped a weird like crab walked off the inside here. It was very strange. But that's about it. That's the only one that unsettles it really badly.
Must be similar to the Bentley. I'm very familiar with the Bentley here, as that's my favourite car of the Mercedes this season. Well, for one race so far. But hopefully I can get out there and see what the Mercedes does here. I'm not in the Porsche, thank God. So with the change next season to whatever car you want, what are we picking, chat? What are we picking?
Oh, it has to be the Ginetta or the Maserati.
Fuck's sake. Well, you can drive that if you want, Franco, but you may have a bad time against the rest of the field.
Oh no, I'll just have blue flags all the time. It'd be the same as if I was driving a GT3 car, to be honest.
Just getting it out of the way early.
Yeah. It's like, but it makes me feel better because I know I'm getting lapped because I'm in a GT4, not the fact that I'm slow.
There we go. Come on, chat. Tell us what car you'd pick. Just take into account that the only rule that we'll have if we like the change is the following season you can't use your previous car. So you can't use it back to back.
Oh, that'll spice it up. I
So
was considering
I
either
think
Lamborghini
I think you should go
or-
further in that.
look at that. Different cars
You-
there.
You've got to use every car before you can go back to
Oh,
the
no.
original car.
The point is to make it more fun. I'll have to tough it out, and I don't know what you might not like front engine cars, so
Well, that's all right. You get them out of the way early, or you wait till the end.
Yeah.
It's all about strats.
Will there be a break to try out cars before it? Yes, there will be. Normally about 3 weeks, 3 or 4 weeks. It probably won't be as much as last time. Basically, our current format, we love it. It works well, but it takes 30 hours to sort out splits. And when you've got 3 different regions, it's a lot of time, and there's a lot of people who use that as an excuse for why they drop out of the series. So we're going to throw it back to you. You pick the car you want to drive, and then you've got no excuse not to stay around. But it's I'm looking forward to the change and a bit more of an emphasis on the final system. So there'll be 3 rounds and the classes going head to head. A lot of rule changes around the finals too, but we won't talk about those just yet because we've still got this season's finals to go as Sanjoto goes into the bush or the kitty litter.
Andrew O'Hara has dipped into the 132.5, so quickest lap we have seen tonight. I think pole in for Kimi second was also in the 32.6s, so can O'Hara push that even further?
Oh, I reckon there's a little bit more left in the tank. So on chat we've got a lot of different variations. George Fowler, the Jag will not be in next season. The Jag team had the chance to keep the car there, but they've let everybody down.
Well, but talk about the return, Mullet.
Oh, it's actually more of a headache than I want it to be, but Lexus will be back.
Oh, with that, is there still going to be like a team channel?
Yes, there's still going to be team channels. So if you're in Mercedes, all Mercedes drivers will be added to it. It's obviously up to those in the team to share if they want. But the thing with it at the moment, there's a lot of teams that are very, very active with their team channels. But there's a lot of teams that aren't. So it's very driver dependent and driver driven, pardon the pun. So we don't really control what's being shared in those channels, so it's up to the teams to share. Again, if your arch rivals in the same car as you and it's the last round, I'm not quite sure they're going to be sharing setups with each other. Can you ask Hobbsy to turn his mic up a little? Oh, I can. I don't think it'll help though.
What?
It's Patrick Oliver, Diabols.
That's not a compliment. Diabols. I just think people that are getting new into Sprint need to just be aware that if you pick the Lexus, it's not going to make you fast. Like, you still have to be able to tame the beast, you know?
That's
it's
it.
just
It's
like
all about
the
track.
majority of the other like front engine rear-wheel drive cars.
It's just, yeah, exactly. It's about track familiarization just as much as anything as well. Doesn't matter if you're in a good car. If you don't know the track or don't perform to the track's confines, then you're not going to have a good time in any car. I knew that. I was just trolling. I don't think you would. What was that, mate?
It's probably not. It's not the best at every track, is it?
What's that, Lexus? Nah, no way.
There's gotta be some bad tracks, right?
Yeah, it's not the best at it. Not the best. Well, the thing is, it's not being used anymore, so I'm not actually quite sure it's being similar to the Jag. I don't think it's in any World Series now. Especially not this year. I thought it closed its factory down for the usage of the car, but could be wrong. I just hope Bentley don't pull out. I know they pull out their yeah. I like the Bentley. It's different.
Yeah, I'm driving it this year for Endurance Series. That'll be fun.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, boys in the hood.
Just a touch base on the Endurance Series. So if you're in Asia Pacific, I think it's nearly full. So there's a couple of things we'll be doing prior to the series start, where it's a classification, just to make sure that you are ready to go for that series. Other regions, Europe, North America, make sure you sign up. Only 2-man teams. Grab a friend, have a race. Whole lot of fun.
Am I really that quiet?
Nah. Franco, are you going in the Endurance Series?
Not sure. I potentially have some things coming up that may prohibit my ability to commit to a full season. I'll discuss those privately with you later on.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't want to commit to something and take a spot where I potentially might have to miss rounds
That's fair.
for reasons out of my control. So probably give it a miss this season and see what life happens to me.
No worries at all, mate. Did you see the success of my EU recruitment campaign so far? Not yet. Nothing's not take away nothing that you've done to help though. That's fantastic. I will check. I haven't checked today. Been busy today. But yeah, keep up. I think once people seal and jump in and have a bit of fun, they realise that it's a good series, a great group. Yeah, don't forget to hit like on the screen so you can. I can feed my dog. He hasn't been fed
Max.
since last week.
I think with the endurance series, the team aspect of it is probably the best part about it. Some people like the fact that they can sit there in the car for a long time, but for me, especially when I did the last endurance at Paul Ricard, the team element was the best thing about it. Just sharing time and just being in voice chat with the guys and trying to get better and going throughout the race. So if you think you probably wouldn't enjoy it as much as because of the length, or just remember you got somebody else with you that's coming along for the ride, and it is a great series to get involved with.
And on that, it's also a good time to potentially find like different teammates who you possibly haven't ever driven with, but you've like been a part of a conversation or a stream or something like that. So it's also good to find more people to hang out with.
Well, that's it. I know there's a lot of teams out there. They've got 8 to 10 drivers where they're going to enter a few teams into the series, and you're not just talking to your teammate. You've also got back and forth with the other guys and the other teams within your team. So there's a lot of cool aspects to that. Sorry, Bakita, to hear about your issues tonight. John's saying, might be best in your team. Not if you teamed up with your brother. We know how to fix that, John. Don't drive with your brother. Who's top dog in your team? There's a way to start an argument. Who's the better brother?
They're both Jay Sunoka, so no one will know.
That's a drift. That was impressive.
Well, how by doubt.
That should be pole position based on that talent there.
Well, if you can do that for all the corners, then yes. But you've got to do it for every corner.
Look, it hasn't worked out time wise. He's down a couple of tenths, but it's won my heart.
Raggy, that's toxic.
That's how you take that corner. Raggy, drive a Bentley. Be a man. Drive a real car for once, Raggy. Yeah, I've turned you up my end. You tiny. Can you just flick yourself up a tiny bit,
I
Pat?
can flick myself up. It's that easy.
Also, can you turn the mic up as well? Thanks.
Yeah. Is that?
Yeah, mate, it's perfect for me.
Chat, how do I sound?
I don't accept the word orgasmical. Soon there will be a third sneakers at your heels. If it's regarding the newborn, then
They will literally be at your heels.
yeah, literally, it can do the pedals.
Meanwhile, O'Hara has set pole in front of Adini, but I don't think there was much in it.
Nah, 1.5 tenths, I think.
Yeah,
14 thousandths or something. So, I don't know.
Track temp is down 1 degree on start from last race. It was 16 degrees last one. This one's 15.
Was it?
Higher wind, yeah. It started at 16. It dropped to 15. I thought about halfway through.
Cool to the end there. Yeah,
Pretty sure.
good.
Yeah, pretty sure for Keita. Especially when Houlihan. Has anyone seen Houlihan?
Probably eating pizza.
Yes. The Houlihan disappeared. So pretty sure Baqueta's wrapped up split yellow. We will confirm over the next couple of rounds and do a parade lap.
Have we got any head-to-heads to show us?
Mate, we've got something
these
better.
front runners?
Let's go even go better. Let's just go the whole
The
standings.
whole shebang.
Thanks for reminding me.
No worries. So, AP, split green. The top three, we've got O'Hara ahead by 15 points to Adini, who is then, wow, let's do some quick maths, 293 points
Yes.
ahead of Reyes for the top three. And then we have Ross, who is ahead by 8 points to Biambi, who is then ahead. Oh, well, never mind, it's gone.
I don't get to choose this, mate. You got to be quick. Does it itself.
And then we had Fluke, Jerry, and Kingston, top three in amateur class. A lot of AMs in this split, isn't there?
There is. A lot of new drivers, actually. Like, so for example, 42nd Min. Definitely not an AM driver. Definitely going to get promoted. So Hignett, Pro-Am. Definitely probably going to be pro pretty quickly. Sanjoto's the same boat there. Yeah, a lot of talent out there, but a lot of new faces to OOR in this split. 2 plus 2 is 4. -1 equals 3. Quick math.
And it's not hot. Even with the jacket on in the sun, man, it's still not hot.
Speaking of head-to-heads, that's a good shout. Let's do this one. Adini's 3-on-3. Yeah, you know me. There we go. Dini, O'Hara head-to-head. 7 wins to 5, 4 poles to 3, 10 podiums to 9. Separated by 5/5 of 15 points.
3/5 of 5/8.
Now, if I'm a betting man, I think O'Hara's up against it tonight. I think Adini in that car with his talent and O'Hara's lack of love towards his circuit, he shouldn't win this race. Doesn't deserve to win the race with the attitude that he's shown towards this track.
We did mention that this car has been the best performing of the cars that he's tried at this track, so
Really?
it's astonishing. It was a slight positive comment towards Misano for a change.
Don't believe it. Don't believe it.
Yeah, who doesn't want to feed Max? Excuse me? Who dislikes?
There's always someone out there. Thank you for that dislike. It actually helps. Algorithms.
Well, so
More
who's
than
gonna
meets
call it?
the eye.
That's
I'm not
like-
calling the start of this. This is Pat's job.
There's Pat.
Oh, okay. Here we are. Misano. O'Hara leading Adini, followed by Ty, Cruz, Sanudo, D, Newen, Dowd, and Serpiel. And there's also Biambi to round out the top 10. They are about to go
Green light. Give me the
green. We are away as, who's that? Cruz around the outside, making it 3 wide already. Thinks better of it. And O'Hara's gone. Oh, there's a lot of sadness at the back. 4,000 wide. 4 wide, right at the back as well, and that looks like D might have been spun around, facing the right way though, so that's alright. There's Nissan doing drifts out the side there. Oh, 2 wide, 3 wide in parts still. Wowee. Oh, that Porsche down the inside, shades of Bakita. Oh, and they've hit the Aston. This is not cricket. And O'Hara's gone. Still 2 wide. Down the first straight here. That Nissan looking to make a move on the Mercedes. Porsche thinking about it, thinks better of it. Still 2 wide. Wow, this is a hectic fight here for 9th, I think. That's Dowd and I don't even know. Jerry. Still 2 wide as they come up to the back straight here. Who is going to have the bigger cojones?
Can't watch.
Mama didn't raise no bitch. Send it. That's the spirit. Tyson gets in there. Nice work.
No, it's nice to
That's
have
how you
both
do
cars
it.
there.
That's a lot of respect, that. As the amateur Jerry's doing a great job here of tussling with one of the... I think I've seen Tyson in OR for as long as I can remember. You know, he's no slouch. He'll put up a good fight. And also in the background, Benjamin Hignett, who was also he was my teammate actually in the last endurance race around Mount Panorama. He is a very fast driver. I don't know how he is in the Bentley, but Mercedes, he was very, very zoomy. So good to see where he can come out, as that Porsche thinks about it.
For how messy that lap 1 was, it's actually filtered out okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I've done and said it now, haven't I?
Except for that Porsche is doing the key to lawn mowing services. Cameron Ross pulls it up all right though.
Just seeing that even though he rubbished the track in chat for the last hour, as soon as he gets the helmet on and crosses the white line, he will be super serious and will do anything to win. Will Andy O'Hara, he's taken out about 8 tenths out of this opening lap, so he's not hanging around. Well, Dowd, they make their way through the triple right-hander, where we saw a lot of people come unstuck, following cars very closely into these heavy braking zones.
Such a fun part of the track.
Dowd, there's Andy O'Hara, sets a 133.1 on the second lap, so he's putting gaps between himself and Nadini.
35.1 last lap for Jerry.
Tell you what, Nguyen in P6 leading the AMs if you don't mind, as Sanjoto leading the Pro-Ams in P5, so that's going to be a battle later on.
A lot of pro drivers in this split actually, just looking at it.
Yeah, it's a lot of new faces, like for example Megan D, Biambi, Hignett, Sanjoto, even Dowd and Serpiel, for example. So these are all drivers that could potentially be pro at this stage. Jacob Weatherburn showing a bit in the Honda. Cameron Ross has shown a bit in the Porsche. So yeah, there's a lot of talent out there. A couple of drivers just still not quite getting that consistency so far. But overall, it hasn't been bad.
Yeah, they're all carrying full loads of fuel, so cars will be a bit heavier than qualifying, that's for sure. See, as you mentioned, with there being a lot of the newer drivers in this split, cooler track temps, I don't know how many of them have adjusted their tyre pressures so that they're at their optimal at, what is it, 15 degrees now versus the usual, what, 25 to 30?
32.7. That's
Yeah.
just DQ him.
Go away.
He doesn't know. He's getting a DQ at the end of the race for his comments made towards Misano.
That's disgusting.
Mr. Tyre doing good throwing the Audi round here. Currently P3. Going great guns indeed. Ahead of Justin Cruz in the Lambo. Ooh, Honda covers off there. No, that looked a little bit too late, but nearly to no avail.
You're going to go side by side, and there's contact there, and there we go.
And that's a fence.
Oh, that's going to be big damage for both.
Audi just got denied.
That Audi's paid the biggest price as the Honda tries to filter its way back onto the track. We'll potentially lose that. I think that might be Lynn. Or it might be down to P20 for Weatherburn.
Oof. That Porsche is trying. Yep, just hold on to the Nissan and it'll tell you along.
Yeah, Cameron Ross.
Oh, I thought we nearly had it actually.
Just watching this battle unfold. He's got to be a bit careful. He does have the Bentley Pignet behind him as well, so got to be a little bit defensive.
So I've got Mercedes, Bentley, Audi, Lamborghini, Ferrari, Honda, Nissan, Porsche, top 10. The only double make in the top 10 are the Mercedes and the Bentley teams. Don't see a BMW in the top 10. Nor do we see a McLaren, who's also been discussed as a great car around here. Or an Aston Martin, who have been awfully quiet at this track, to be honest.
I'll tell you,
Maybe
good
that's
to see a
the
Lambo up and about though. Didn't see any Lambo, I think, in the last race.
No, I don't think there are any Lamborghinis in our sport. Are there?
Who's that?
Split grey, yellow, whatever. Split yellow. Are there Lamborghinis?
Colours? How do they work?
I don't remember seeing one tonight.
Maybe they just haven't been showing up.
That's alright. We'll just replace them next week. So there are actually 4 drivers in Lamborghini for yellow. One marked themselves as in this week, but I don't think they rocked up. Aston's not that special here. So there we go. So there was the kind of we're looking for. There's always a car that isn't crash hot around a circuit. I think we're seeing that tonight with the Aston.
Tell you what, this has got all sorts of potential as we see the Nissan of Gary.
Jerry, no.
Jerry.
Sorry.
Yeah, just gets a little bit
Again.
far out.
Take him out for dinner first, Jerry. I mean, Lucas. Good move, though.
It's out doing very well not to get in the back of the Nissan there. That could have been all sorts of bad, as we saw in the earlier race tonight, but nothing but hard clean racing at the moment.
Very wide into turn 1.
Now, once again, right on the back and a little bit of a kiss there, I think. As he bump draft his way through. As he throws it up the inside, they go side by side, and is the Porsche going to follow through?
Does. Lost 2 positions.
Yep. And now just watch the Bentley and the BMW in the background there too. The Bentley's had to go mega defensive. That's Fluke now.
Oh, Bentley's gone very deep. Almost into the back of the Nissan. Has to take the base
Oh,
back.
Jerry.
He's getting bullied.
He's bullied as.
He's already dead.
Jerry was P8 before this lap started. And, after turn 2 he was P1. Looking like just hasn't had any flow this lap. Oh, he's going to have a look. That is a brave new world.
Looking like a new arrival out of prison for Jerry. Everybody's just bullied him and taken all of his stuff. Now he's got Fluke in the BMW, sizing him up as well.
Apparently Fluke started 18th. He's up to 12th already. It's great to see. Drivers like Fluke and Kurdowan definitely have improved a lot during this course of this season. And likely get a bump to Pro-Am. We'll love to see those two in the Pro-Am finals. Min, who's currently 6th in the AM class, he's only recently just joined. But definitely going to be bumped for the last couple.
Can Kurdowan do here?
Comes his teammate, Amir. What's the BMW like around here? We've seen a little bit of pace shown. It's obviously driver dependent, but
Definitely seen it's not slow. Very competitive. I think, what are we now? 49.
oh, I love that line into that corner. Smooth
guys-
as butter.
Some of these guys have got to be looking at when do they pull the trigger on the pit stops and potentially work an undercut.
I just think
Oh, it's tough.
the undercut is not ideal here. Just the pit delta just puts you out into the middle of the field. and
Yeah, it's exactly
seeing blue
right.
Flags is with the leaders is not optimal, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's the second longest pit delta.
Like Spa.
Yeah, Spa wins that by default, the thing's actual lap itself. Which we have next week. Not next week, sorry, round 10.
What is next week?
Hungaroring.
Oh yes, 2 good tracks to finish off the season.
Mate, 4 good tracks to finish off the season. In my opinion.
Barcelona can go.
Wait to see who does their best Bottas impression at Hungaroring next week.
Well, I'm a Mercedes, so I can give it my best if you like.
I'll paint your car differently just for this round, Pat.
Just help out Alex Bone by taking out everyone in front of him.
No, but no, Bowen's like he'll be involved. He'll be one of the calamity.
Yeah, he's not had the good run of the green, has he?
He'll be the only one to not.
Yeah, he'll be the other one to get knocked. Meanwhile, there's this battle now.
Oh, down.
Jones is in a bit of a sandwich at the moment.
Lynn with the
Oh,
sand.
almost cuts the nose off Lynn. Manages to keep out of his way though, but that had all the makings of something very terrible about to happen. Now this is where,
Jerry?
oh, here we go, side by side.
Whoa,
Oh, there's a BMW there.
smoking it up. It's interesting.
I think that's Fluke. Completely round. Meanwhile, we go side by side through this fast, flowy section of track. A lot of respect shown though.
Where's Brits come from? Porsches are doing well tonight.
Come from the clouds. He's picked off Kernu one again, so he's lost another spot. And now Wright's probably going to be looking at the rear of that Nissan.
Yeah, that BMW was a fair way down the straight. That's must have been assisted.
Yeah, it was assisted. Let's watch the replay back now. 2 incidents to look at. So the Nissan's got a little bit deeper here. Self-inflicted. BMW's got a good run. These type of incidents, to me, are inexcusable. Like, why race so close to someone's rear quarter? Like, you're not in their slipstream. Get out of the slip. Just move over it a little bit more, and just avoid this. Like, regardless whose fault it is, you're always asking for trouble by doing that in this game.
Yeah, especially after you've been involved in an incident and you're trying to get back into your groove. Tyres might be a little bit more scrubbed. You just probably need to back out a little bit.
Got 45 minutes
Not-
left in the race. Like,
Not
is it
be
worth
as
it?
aggressive.
Yeah, probably not.
It was a textbook pick manoeuvre though. Oh, look at this group. This has got all sorts of potential to close up. If some of the groups towards the front start fighting, suddenly everyone will get involved.
Dowd's just got past the Porsche of Ross. That's getting closer. Jerry's been in the thick of it. Ritz asks, any idea what days the finals will take place? It'll be a Thursday. So it'll be standard time for the Sprint Series. Asia Pacific's obviously a little bit differently, but it's Thursday for everyone else. G'day, Spidey. How's the move over to YouTube been? It's been good. I think it's been a positive move, to be honest, mate. I miss the Twitch community and the ease of use, but that's it. As far as the tools go on YouTube, it suits league racing way more. Oh, McLaren. The Convoy. Oh, it's going to be close. It's going to be close.
That's going to be a send.
Oh, that's only worked because Bushel has been aware of that.
Yep.
Thanks for the membership there too, John. YouTube player over Twitch by a mile. Obviously, though, we've taken a short-term hit to make the move. It's obviously been a tough decision to make, but we'll have to build back up again. But overall, for the viewers, it's definitely the way to go.
Tell you what, props to Bushel there for managing to avoid everyone. Even though he lost 2 spots, he knew if he was going to fight that at all in any way, shape or form, it's going to be him and somebody else out in the weeds, and given all the cars around him, they would have lost a ton of spots.
Yeah.
So that's good heads-up driving from Bushel, even though it looked like he surrendered 2 easy spots that had the potential to lose a lot more. Now,
Yeah.
Convoy's having a look at Weatherburn now.
The outside, he likes these outside tricks, this JC.
Just gotta be careful. Make sure he gets. Oh, McLaren's just
parked it.
Is it Daniel Ricciardo?
That's deep.
Megan D.
That's not good.
No.
Oh, Convoy late again. Caught Jacob Weatherburn napping.
Did well to miss the back of that Honda, didn't he?
Not wrong there. Siciliano's not too far back as well. Weatherburn's going to have a look. There's a Mercedes around. DLN.
Yeah, 10-second penalty for causing collision on lap 1. Now that's going to spice this up even more. With that, I don't know where they would come out. They would lose. He's going to lose a fair few spots.
I'll try and find out what's happened to that in a second. But Siciliano, they've been battling and he's just caught it right up. Gained a couple of seconds in next to no time. Welcome to the grid there. Sorry, welcome to the grid. I'm so used to Twitch. Welcome. Thanks for the subscribing there, Beach. That'll be JP.
Welcome to the grid, right?
Yeah, it's always.
Welcome to the servo. Who's your Octane?
Welcome. Yeah, that's a good one.
Welcome to
Misano, a bit squirrely out of the slow hairpin. Lost him a little bit of time. So he hunts down the McLaren and the Honda in front.
Convoy's relatively new to ACC though, and sim racing in general. Just trying to find his feet still, so you can expect a few mistakes. Saying that, Jacob Weatherburn's also pretty new to ACC.
In right, cops a 5-second penalty for lap 6 collision.
Didn't realise Philippa was a Western Victoria resident.
Cheers.
There
And the
you go.
boonies.
What's going on here?
Oh, it's a
Weatherburn.
send.
Mate, who's that? Rochford. Must have been a return serve or something. The timing is very confusing.
Always.
I
Oh,
tell you
Honda's
what.
gonna. Oh, watch this. Mercedes gonna gain 2 or 3 places here. That's Denny. Denny had the off just before.
Straight
Oh,
at the back
that
of
is.
Jaguar.
That
was
aggressive.
never on.
What is happening?
That was
Poor
never
Jag.
on.
These guys are all going to have different coloured cars by the end of this. And boop. It's unfortunate there for Steven. Clark.
Self-inflicted. He's gonna. That
Yeah.
grass is not fun to get off.
Loses 4 spots from that.
Yeah, that's I'm gonna say that's a little bit of inexperience from some of those drivers there. A bit of rush of blood.
Big gap between this group and the next group. 12.2 seconds.
Tell you what, Shepherd doing well to hold off the group in that Jag. As we know, a lot of people have jumped off that car.
Yeah, there's had a few dive bombs this split tonight. Yeah, another one good thing about YouTube is you can share the broadcast link for the upcoming stream prior to the race starting. Much like setting a Twitch link. Saving archiving the races in a certain playlist is so much easier. And you can broadcast at 15,000 bitrate on YouTube. On Twitch you can probably get
I think
6 if you're lucky,
Yeah.
8 if you're a Twitch partner that someone cares about, which wasn't us.
Why wasn't it? Who did you not sleep with?
Don't know. We're Twitch partner, but we weren't a good enough one apparently.
No, you weren't sleeping with the right people.
Oh,
it's
there's a
the Porsche round.
It must be Brits.
Brits, you spin me right.
Do you get a custom URL ever in the YouTube?
We do have one, but it just sort of defaults to you got 2. You can use the custom one we have to link it to that, but it doesn't show it when you're actually on the page for some reason. Yeah.
Brits lost that on the inside curb rather than on the outside. Want to be too aggressive and just caught the grass through that far section.
Try and find it.
Could be wrong, but that's what it looked like to me. Meanwhile, when holding on to the back of Sanjoto, here we go. Brits, pretty standard, stable through here. Nope, went wide.
Playing marbles.
Yep, there's no grip out there. There's too much lock trying to get it back online, and around he goes.
P2's in the pits.
Adini
that's not
thinking the play.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. It's almost at the time. We'll wait if O'Hara covers him off.
The traffic here is just monumental, I think. It's going to be fed out way down.
Frank says, would you go as far as recommending YouTube for driver streams based on the experience?
Nah, because I think
It depends. It
for
depends.
drivers, you would rather. I mean, if you're new to it, I think it'll be easier to build a community from scratch on Twitch because that's what Twitch is all about.
I disagree. If you've already got a following on Twitch, and by following I'd say a few thousand people on there, like 2,000-3,000, that's kind of a good solid platform to start with. You're not necessarily going to get that switch straight over to YouTube. If you're just starting out altogether, I'd go YouTube basket first because I don't think Twitch is going to be around in 2 years' time. That's my opinion. As far as discoverability goes, again, it depends on what type of games you're playing. Sim racing wise, get a bit shafted on Twitch. Yes, there's less of you doing it, so there's more chances of you being in the top 10, but you are so far down the algorithm and you have to kind of luck it a little bit. It's even worse if you're playing like a first-person shooter, but again, there's so many people on there playing them. You could get lucky with a raid. But it all depends if you've already got a decent following first. But you've got to make a decision for your own good, because do you want high quality bitrate? Do you want more flexibility with a few things? There's a couple of things on YouTube that they don't have yet that Twitch does, but that's going to change very, very quickly. And if you've... I did a lot of study into this before it actually decided to make the move. It always depends on how you're also connected with and affiliated with other groups, other people, and what you really want out of your streaming. If you're good enough and you got dedicated enough, you'll make any platform work. But I just don't honestly feel that the longevity of Twitch, with the current people that are running that that platform, is going to have much long-term effect for you. That's in my opinion.
As we look at Siciliano, is going to send it up the inside, but I think he's gone too deep.
Got him.
And just allowed Convoy to do the old over and under. Saw him coming and said, I'll take that spot back, thank you. So Siciliano showing a bit of pace and onto the back of Convoy, but just overcooked it a little bit too much in for that one. Meanwhile, Convoy is going to have a look at Jones. One of these guys you'd think surely he's going to look at a pit stop very shortly.
That's good.
Drive through.
Good catch there. That could be for track limits for Dini.
He's coming out 19th and then copped a drive through.
Oh. So he does have a little bit of clear track, but yeah, that drive through has severely impacted his race.
That's right, Raggy. I think a lot of people kind of just focus on the live aspect of their content. As far as live broadcasts go, Twitch works well because the community's there. Discoverability wise, I still think it's garbage. Nothing like TikTok. But you build your following off more than just live streaming. That could be video uploads to multiple platforms, Discord communities, your social media platforms, is how you engage those people. If you put it all together, the big ones do it all perfectly.
It's also a job though. If you just want to make a living off streaming, you have to treat it like a job.
Yeah, exactly. And which is, that all comes with it. You got to promote yourself properly on social media.
Yeah, and you got to be consistent. You got to, keep to a schedule. Especially early on, can't sort of take much time off. very easy to lose your viewers as we watch this three-way battle.
It's just tight. Also, from my perspective as an admin of a channel that does broadcasts with multiple different casters, the tools and the flexibility we have on our end to allow other people to cast craps all over Twitch, and it is not even close. And hey, who doesn't want to stream at a 15,000 bit rate?
I wish I could have the ability to do that, but I do not. Do not have the internets.
What thing? Oh, that's another actually good point. I do miss the fact that you can't raid people properly and that type of thing. There are ways to do it, but you kind of need to. What's the word? No, can't think of it. Coordinate it, yeah. Not the word. Network. Got to network and kind of engage people first before you do it, rather than just raid a random person. But yeah, it all depends what you want out of your streaming. Is it a full-time thing that you want to keep? If so, you're going to need YouTube as a part of it anyway, because you can't save your VODs properly on Twitch unless you make them highlights, and even then it's a bit of pain in the ass.
So,
This is close.
sorry to cut you off, but Convoy, as you can see, has just skipped out in front, and now Jones is trying to hold off Siciliano.
It's quite funny, back to, the streaming part of it. I'd stream most days and showcase a lot more stuff that we do in OOR, but it is full on. It is kind of exhausting. If you can make it work for a full-time thing, it's hard yakka. There's a lot of slogging yourself out there for nothing to gain. There's a guy called Alpha Gaming. How's hell? Oh, hang on. Sorry, 2 secs, Neil. Jamie Conboy has spun it.
Yeah, saw him go wide a sector or two earlier and almost got overtaken by the two chasing behind, and yeah, he's just lost it in that fast section. That's a fair chunk of spots lost. You might be looking, although has that group pitted?
Yes.
Yes, they have. So he's going to have to get those tyres back down into temp the old-fashioned way. No, Cowboy's in now. So a bit lucky for him, he's spun that towards the end of the lap, and he could get rid of those red-hot tyres.
Yes, I did say 2 secs myself because it's funny. Glad someone actually picked up on it. Cracked myself up, and that's all that really matters.
If you can make yourself laugh.
Exactly.
And our race leader's in as well, O'Hara.
And Ty's followed him in, so we'll see where that feeds Steven out. Sunyoto had a bit of a break from ACC, didn't they?
Who's that, sorry?
William Sunyoto.
Yes.
Good to see
Break's
that.
done them well.
Yeah.
Sometimes a break's good.
Yeah, definitely.
As long as you do it the right way and actually do take a break.
Just move house, it's way, it's good.
Oh, I can't wait till we do that. Not.
Just label things, I beg you. Just label things, please.
Just don't have stuff.
Just don't have stuff.
What?
Just
don't.
bed, PC, and chair. That's all you need.
Yeah, but your
Don't need
PC
anything
will
else.
label
All that other
stuff.
stuff is just unnecessary.
Another thing that some people do forget with streaming. Oh, hang on. No, that's fine.
2 seconds.
Is 2 6 mark. Is webcam. People want to connect to you and like interact with you. They're not there to just watch gameplay. I know a lot of people are shy in that regard. But if you want to stream, you want to be successful, you're going to need a webcam. It's very unlikely to succeed as a new streamer without a webcam. And hey, I love seeing your pretty faces.
Sorry, Malik, but that
That's
was
right.
a big old squeeze from Fluke there
Successful.
on Lynn.
then
on
would have packed
that
it up.
as well. Like, it's okay if you're not comfortable with the webcam, but I think to like grow with Twitch, you have to have that. Like, you have to have a thing.
Yeah.
If you're not gonna
Your thing.
put yourself out there.
If you don't have a webcam, you need a bit of pizzazz.
Yeah.
You need a bit of pizzazz. You need a hot tub and you need a nice bikini.
Yeah, and you need a bit of team-on-team violence as we watch Adini coming back through the pack after his drive-through. Got Serpiel in front. Wonder if Serpiel's going to play nice, or is he thinking, no, that's a spot. I'm going to fight you all the way. No, right out the way.
Multi 21.
Dilemma. Not everyone streams to be a streamer. Yeah, I'm not saying that. I'm saying if you want to succeed to be a streamer, a webcam. So I'm not telling you how to stream. I'm saying it's a common thing that if you want to interact and grow a community, then they want to see your pretty face. They want to know who they're spending time. What if I ain't pretty? I'm not pretty.
Bro, I stream every
If
day.
Darkside Phil can make money off streaming, literally anyone can.
I've got a head like a sucked mango and I stream like every day.
Yeah, it is possible to be a garbage human and make money on Twitch and YouTube. That is not the issue.
Or VTuber, that's a good thing. That's a good idea if you're a bit self-conscious.
Yeah. Another thing is stream like you got an audience and turn off watching the viewer count.
Well, as we see a BMW join out in the middle of this battle.
Oh,
No.
That's something you learn pretty quickly, I think. You won't enjoy streaming if you care about the numbers.
Yeah, because
You've
it takes
You've got to
time.
be stoked with one or two people having a chat for your whole stream for a while, I think.
Above all, if you're a streamer and you want to stream and get successful, be successful, you have to enjoy it. It cannot be a chore. If it's a chore, your community's going to see straight through that and know you're not having fun and they're not going to engage. If there's anything else we can do as a community in OOR to help spread the love for all you broadcasters and streamers out there, let me know. Just send me a message in Discord. I'm happy to help. As Abdurrahman has picked up a drive-through. Abdurrahman has to go in the pits now.
Abdurrahman. I got that one from Pete.
If you say it in a bogan Australian accent, it'll be
Abdurrahman.
No, not quite. Abdurrahman. That'd be more, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Well,
Man.
Lynn is looking at the back of that Porsche as we go to the front. It's Hazik is actually leading this race from O'Hara, who has pitted. We're now trying to get the job done on Sanjodo. Both have done their pit stops. So I think these two have been pretty much tied together all race so far. Waiting for some of the others that also leaves the pits.
Cruz has undercut Ty as well, I think.
Yes, 1.4 seconds.
Here we go. Nguyen's going to go side by side and he's going to force Sanjodo out wide. It's a great bit of driving there. Sanjodo is going to fire straight back maybe. No, thinks better of it.
Good
so
racing.
Good move there by Nguyen.
Lynn gets a 5 for collision on lap 11. Azik is in.
Got Glenn Jones doing the bender strats.
Why not?
Why not? Someone has to. Who's missed
always one.
Bender tonight?
There's always one.
Hands up if you missed Bender.
No matter what race you have, there's always someone that's going to wait till 10 minutes ago to pit.
There's always one. 5-second penalty for unsafe rejoin for Megan D on lap 3. 5 second for an unsafe rejoin? It must have been minor.
They just drove back onto the track.
Megan D, I think, had issues, technical issues, and is no longer in this race. Hands up. Oh, come on. Put your hands down. No one's missing David McNulty.
They're just missing Bender facts. And your hatred of them.
I don't mind Bender facts, is that sometimes he forgets to watch what we're doing, and we could literally be about to start a race and he'd be reeling off a fact about potatoes in bathtubs, and the race has started. And I'm like, are you watching the start? It's just timing. Bend of facts.
Racing like comedy, timing is everything.
Yeah. We need a pat fact to make it feel less of a benderness. Got a fact for us?
Let me do my work.
How about a Franco fact?
Go for it.
A man with his hands in his pockets can count to 11.
Well, technically, you could count to any number you wanted to if you think about it.
Yeah, but you know,
If you're using objects,
what
are you using
what I mean?
objects to state what a number is? Then yes, I understand that. You could count to 13, though, couldn't you? Don't think about it too hard, please.
No, I get you.
So, do we want Bender back, or we're happy with Franco facts?
No.
Franco's been banned.
Well, I'm just hoping that's it. That's all the facts as we watch let this these cars go through.
Get Bender back.
Yeah.
We order a Bender fact on a Wish. I've got a Wish t-shirt, and it's a funny story to it too. When you sign up to Wish, you get like a free item or like a discounted item. I signed up because we're going to do a Wishmas in my family, where you have a budget and you can only buy stuff off Wish. We didn't end up doing it, but I signed up and got a Wish t-shirt for like $3. But my girlfriend, she actually had a basket full of stuff she was going to buy everyone, but then everyone decided against it, so we didn't end up doing it. So she went back to Wish and she was going to get one item. She accidentally, and I don't know how, but she bought the entire basket of crap and got delivered. Now, one of the items on there was designed for my brother. It was a butt plug with a tail. I'm like, what?
Well,
How did you know me so well, darling? Anyway, we gave it to my brother, and it's hilarious.
so long YouTube, it was a good run.
That's look. She says it was accidentally.
Yeah.
This is a good battle here. Deanie's going to be a handful to hold off.
So what, he's going to be mighty fired up about the fact that he's charged back through the pack has come unstuck, because there's only 15-point gap between himself and Andy O'Hara in the championship. These are all points that are slipping away while these two hold him up.
Yeah, just got to show some patience here. How well is Min going? P4? I think this is his second or third round. Going to be upgraded definitely next week.
Straight to pro.
Straight to pro.
Oh, there we go, Adini.
Bang.
Roses
Solid
up
move.
the inside of Sanjoto.
Tent.
Says take the line out in the dirt.
Would not trust anything but related from Wish. Wish do their advertisements on Facebook pretty well. They're quite funny.
Yeah. Just don't click on anything because you get recommended ads for who knows how long.
You were talking about prizes for winning events. Use the basket or your partner's wish list to do it. Just buy random items on Wish and that's what you can win.
Some of them aren't legal to send across state lines though.
So what you're saying, Divers, is you want us to buy tail butt plugs?
Well, you know, what happens in Rapunya.
Try anything once.
Jeez.
There we go.
I'm not sure that's going to fly sending it to someone that's underage, is it?
Yeah.
Where'd you get that from? Banned.
Just to play real life pin the tail on the donkey.
I'll tell you, Min is defending pretty well, but I think Dini is potentially going to get the move done here.
Is Min doing an Alonso?
Yeah, Min is. Tell you what, and he's helping Sanjoto stay on the back of Adini as well, so Adini's got to worry that if he doesn't get a move done, that doesn't open the door to the Ferrari behind.
Let's go more with it, Danny. This is where we got the move done last lap on Sunjodo. I don't think he's going to have the same luck here. Min's just doing amazing things with that Honda.
Oh, the conversation.
There's a lot of too much thought being put in chat.
I'm scared to look.
Don't.
You're lucky.
You might get a community guidelines warning from YouTube though.
No, are there guidelines on YouTube?
Oh, who
Unless
knows?
it's someone else's content, I don't think they care, do they?
I know, it's really weird. You can get banned and demonetized for something fairly innocuous, but I've seen other stuff on live streams being let go that fairly questionable.
A good
Did you
case in
know-
point actually is our last Patreon inspired track walkthrough was Misano this week, all on Sunday. That was demonetized for a 10-second Back to the Future song reference. We always assumed it was going to happen, but the flag they put on there was 10 seconds. Cameron Farmer, what have you done? It was funny as well. I think it would already demonetize the video prior to it going online because it's a private video.
Yeah, like
Um,
when it does the upload.
Yeah, and like we didn't care because we weren't going to... I've never actually got a cent off YouTube before.
2 secs, well, Adini's just got the move
He
done
has done.
on Mint.
Very patient. Min's going to have a bit of a look. It's more of a wish.
Send it again.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Talking about tails, did you know giraffes have the longest tails of any land mammal, up to 8 feet? That's a
Wow,
big tail.
that's a big tail. 12 fucking meters. I'm never going to leave that down, am I?
Meters or feet, did you say?
I said 8 feet, but Malik's talking about 12 meters from a previous
Imola.
race.
Ah,
They're going hard at it here. I don't think this is going to end well for someone. Min versus William.
oh, Mint taking the inside line. Just held on to the spot.
Who's that BMW in the background there?
Blue.
Just going to play.
Reynard. Jared Ellis is making his return to OOR this week. Started off in the BMW for this series. Not having a great return race, but obviously a bit rusty.
Tell you what, that's a mega defensive line by Mick there.
Isn't it ever?
He's making sure nothing's happening.
Like, you're going to have to go through the stands if you want to go through the inside.
I guess it's such a good jump out of that hairpin. And the
Feeling
Honda's
very,
got the
very
legs.
well.
Oh, who's going to finish ahead? We've got 15 minutes to go. Honda versus Ferrari. Power.
Prediction. Oh wait.
You can do polls. I like the ease of use of predictions, though. Okay, the only thing I really do miss from Twitch is the octanes and the channel points.
So you just missed the gambling, that's what you're saying?
Yes.
No, the moderators missed the gambling. Those
Yeah.
people had so many points.
Yeah. It's funny though,
Yeah,
because you
eventually,
can't
like-
rig it.
Oh, they were like, "Oh, can you just unmod me so I can punt?"
Mate, I punted and lost all my points. It's my channel and I had like
You have
300
infinite
points. What was that?
Don't you have? Oh no, your Malik account.
Yeah. That's funny as.
So, once again, we'll see how defensive Min goes through into this hairpin.
Thanks, Diabols. Don't hold grudges.
He's an alright guy.
I'm happy to give people a second chance. People make mistakes. I've made enough. Ask my car partner. Did put the bins out. No, jokes. That's her job.
Again.
Dear. Is this Ferrari up in this fight or Sorry, it's another Honda. Sorry, I'm getting confused.
Yeah,
Not
that's
used
the
to all
lap
these
trap.
Hondas.
Didn't want to help. Didn't want
Could
to
have
play
helped
Regan.
his brethren out and get in between the Honda and the Ferrari.
Don't forget to like and subscribe with 25 likes off my dog being fed. He's a 12-year-old golden retriever, so if you don't like dogs, don't like it.
He needs food.
Press the like button, press the like. I'll bring him on. Actually, if we get to 100 likes, you can stream him.
100 dislikes gets the RSPCA called around.
Don't encourage them.
Eve is on the way.
So, Sanjado once again on the back of Min.
This is a great battle.
Has been
Battle
going on
for
for
the
quite some
edges.
time.
Who else have got Bushel? We'll come back to this one. Oh, Bushel drift, yo, Schmifto. Probably someone that's been banned from OOR before, Alex. Or someone else in another league, just will like to be toxic, because that's fun. I don't know if you can be bothered watching someone else's stream just to dislike it. Maybe it's the fact that they didn't get that tail butt plug. That's fine. Whoever you... Oh, hang on. Thought I was just going to replay then.
Once again, same corner. Wonder if it's the same initial issue.
Bet you it's
Cooking it
copy
through the
pasta.
last. Yeah, I reckon you're right. It's pretty much in the same spot, pointed the same direction as last time.
Yeah. Very, very similar, I reckon.
It's about here. He's just can't get the car turned in, and it just loops around. So
Some type of setup issue.
yeah,
Perhaps.
or he just needs to adjust the line a little bit. Just not asking as much of the car.
I really want to race tomorrow, but I've just got the an upgrade kit for my pedals. It's brand new from Husky. I don't know whether to race with the pedals as they are right now, or install the kit then get used to it. It's not optional.
I think these are first world problems, Molly. To be honest.
Yeah, look, I sound like a pretentious flog now, but that's fine. Yeah. Well, these two, great little battle here. Welcome to Pro-Am class, Min. I reckon that needs to be pro. To be honest, you've got a lot of talent. No chance in... Yeah, probably was Aris. Not a fan of me. It's Jim Glicken. Who's that? Enlighten me.
So Glickenhaus is a racing team. Not sure whether they're going around disliking racing streams on YouTube, if it is the same Glickenhaus that I'm thinking of.
Oh, the mob that that blocked Jimmy Broadbent on Twitter.
Oh, really? Did they?
Yeah, because he shared a meme and they didn't like it whatsoever.
Oh no, they didn't get butthurt over a meme, did they?
Like, frankly, did.
Wow, because that's never not worked out when somebody's got angry over something said on the internet. Oh, it's weird. What's Jones and Convoy?
Switch back there. My dogs reckon Max was the culprit of the destruction in my living room tonight. See photos. I have to have a look in a sec. Oh, he sent that.
It's a bit of a send, but
Oh, I just couldn't have the tyres there. Convoy.
Convoys had to respect the send.
A lot of drivers getting the Patrick Oliver treatment tonight, and that's no rest for the wicked.
Yeah, dude.
Justin Tate down at 28th. It's an unusual sight for Tatey. He obviously hasn't practiced. He's been sweating F1, learning all those bad habits back again.
He is in the Aston, which has not featured very prominently in both the races tonight.
This is
Not
very
been
true.
It's not been a very well-received car at this track.
Aguilern is probably the leading... Yeah, the leading Aston is 15th. Just chasing down Siciliano and Lambo. what's the out of all the cars we have in our sprint series, guys? Which is the car that you've done the least amount of laps in? And this is more so for the commentators as well.
Bentley.
Bentley, really?
Oh, Jaguar. Does that count as a Jag?
Look, I'll exclude the Jag from the equation.
Yeah, Bentley.
Righto.
Look, I haven't done a huge amount in ACC, so there'd be a few cars I haven't done any laps at all in. Don't think I've done any laps in anger in the Bentley. Oh, maybe actually I have done one or two. BMW, never been near.
Never been near. BMW was the first car that I drove in this game, I think. Maybe. With Ferrari.
I've just never liked BMWs.
Oh, the Audi. Never driven the Audi.
Done a season in the Audi.
Yeah, I did an Enduro, maybe 2 Enduros in the Audi.
Alright, I'm going to say I have done less than 5 laps in the Porsche. Lamborghini, about the same. Honda, well, I would have thrown that in there, but I was the safety car one season, so does that count?
Well, I haven't driven the Honda post initial release.
Yeah.
When it was absolutely dog shit horrible. Like, no one used it. It was that bad.
Nissan, I've done a fair few laps when the game was originally out. Yes, for me, it's probably the Porsche and the Lambo. Is it strange that I'm considering having a crack at the Porsche because I bag it out so often?
I was also considering that for next season.
Porsche's an experience. It's one of those things that you should drive it just for the sake of driving it. It can be a good car to drive, especially if you can get a decent setup for it.
I've really, here's a chance here, do that blue flag. It's Honda maybe got a little bit spooked. No, not quite close enough. I really love the front engine cars that are understeery. That's always been my little go-to. I don't mind an understeery car, but at the same time, if it's too understeery, then it just absolute crap. I remember the old Mercedes didn't want to turn ever. But haven't really driven the Porsche per se. I've done a fair few laps in the Evo now, just to test it. I've done a season in the Audi. See, the Audi was hit and miss. I actually didn't mind the Audi at a fair few tracks, but if you got it wrong, God, it's an infuriating car.
Or Lexus. I've only driven the Lexus at that Imola Finals pre-race thing that we did 2 seasons ago, or last season.
Oh, yep. This man's driven every car, I reckon.
This man is one in every car, I reckon.
I found that driving the budget Beetle can improve the aspects. Yeah, I agree with that. You're learning a couple of different techniques in that car. Can I drive the ARC in this game? You got to come and have a race on AMS2 on the ARCs, Franco. You'll love it.
What's the ARC?
Aussie Racing Camaro.
It's basically a little Hayabusa.
It's basically a car that's a motorbike.
Yeah, it's basically a frame with a motorbike engine on it.
Yep.
Yeah, I know the type.
So good.
Real series too.
Yeah. But 20k to buy one.
Yeah, I remember they used to race them as like support races, and they'd have like fake V8 supercar shells over the top of them.
Yep. Yep, they still do.
That's it.
They don't have lights, they got stickers.
Yeah, exactly. Like the whole thing is a go-kart basically with a roll cage.
Yeah, well, that's why I love it.
Yeah, literally every time Mullet crashes. Safety car. It seems that Mullet's not allowed to have fun.
No, it's actually been alright. It's actually been pretty good. Not too shabby in the ARC. That game, if I'm comparing it, okay, ACC's a very different kettle of fish when it comes to braking, and out of all the sim racing games, it's the odd one out. Where it's just how you utilise the brakes and the ABS and all that shit. AMS2, you probably consider it to be similar to iRacing, 80% pressure and stuff like that, where you got a bite point. That type of stuff suits personally, my braking way more. A bit more finesse. Whereas this one is just mash, but you've got to be good at rolling off the brake and not scrubbing too much pace out of the corners. Bit deep there from Sanjoto.
Yeah, he's not being able to put much pressure on Min at the moment. Min doing very well to hold him off. Well, Klomp has got Lynn company at the moment.
Lynn, what could have been?
Sprints, don't you, Mike?
Altis. Yeah. They're on special when I was looking at getting a set. Not allowed to talk about them because Franco goes first world problems.
That new Porsche that's coming out does look very cool.
Oh, on AMS too? Far
Yeah,
out. It's a piece of crap to
RSR
drive.
from-
Oh my god, it's bad! If that's the one we did the other night, I don't know who designed that car, but you didn't think about it.
Do I need to get the DLCs with
Is it
AMS2
already out?
or?
Only if you want to race the cars. If the person hosting the lobby has the DLC tracks, you can still race them.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. It's just the cars. I recommend the DLC or at least the season pass because there's so much content coming out of this game. Whereas there's no real roadmap anymore for ACC, so we don't know what else is coming for this game. Essentially, it's replacing Project Cars 2 and all the good parts about it. Project Cars 2 is an AMS 2. Like the weather system in that game. Like ACC is pretty good with their weather, but I think AMS 2 is just another kettle of fish.
Has there been any more word on Assetto Corsa 2 yet though?
Not that I've heard.
2032, 2020.
2032.
2032,
Jeez, they're planning that. Yeah,
Sounds
23.
23.
Yeah. Again, I don't know.
Long way away.
It is a long, long, long way away. But yeah, he's picked up a drive-through. Unfortunate there. AC2 would be interesting. I think the next major game we throw ourselves into, maybe AMS2, but would be definitely AC. But yeah, a lot of fun. It's a good mix-up as well from thrusting yourself around in the GT3s in this game. And you don't want to buy a subscription service like iRacing.
I mean, the community behind the original Assetto Corsa is still pretty huge and still putting out decent content, so they can keep that up for AC2.
It's just starting to date a little bit with the graphics. I know there's a couple of reshading things and there's a few other little mods, but you've got to dive pretty deep into AC to get to that part.
Yeah.
And a lot of
What
people
is it now? Best part of 5-6 years old?
Oh, it's older than that. I thought it was like 7 or 8. Could be wrong.
iRacing are picking their game up now too, I think. Like, saw today they're going to be adding Hungaroring. There's going to be Mount Washington hill climb. And
Yeah, but-
they are also adding rain.
Well, that was what I was going to say. They still don't have a weather system, though.
Yeah, adding rain, so people can't drive in the dry on iRacing. It'll be interesting to see how they go in the wet.
I hate to think of a rookie race in the wet in iRacing.
MX-5's in the wet. Now that sounds like fun. You'd be drifting the whole time.
You'll be getting murdered by everybody not knowing how to drive in wet conditions. That's what you'll be getting.
Think of the safety rating.
As
Well done,
O'Hara
Andy.
comes over for the formation finish, will take out the win. Meanwhile,
Rank his teammate.
Woo!
Oh.
Wow. That was
Oh, I
spooky.
thought that was turn 1.
Dustin
It's not
Cruz.
turn 1. Someone's out of fuel. Is that combo? What's that?
That's not a fuel. That's
What's
a horrible mistake to make. We've all been there though, haven't we, Pat?
that? Yes, we sure have.
I've
Still too soon. Stephen Tyre, P3. Great work there, Cruz and Tyre in the podium.
great
And Deanie's recovered though, P4.
With the drive-through as well.
Yep.
What
Yeah,
could
it's
have been?
it's a what could have been from Adini. He did try to go for the undercut, but unfortunately picked up that drive through. Meanwhile, Min, great drive in the air quotes AM class. Meanwhile, Sanjoto comes through, takes the Pro-Am win.
Dowdy in P7. Looks like Tyson Serpio is going to grab 8th in the Bentley. Cameron Ross right behind Inzi Porsche. And Amir Hazik in the Nissan is going to pick up the final 10th spot. With Jerry, who's, I thought he had a stellar start at this race. Going to come across the line behind his teammate in 11th. So Nissan, 10th, 11th, 12th. Wholesome. Well done, Jerry.
Yeah, he's pretty happy with his result by the looks of that. Or he knows he's on stream, one or the other.
Oh, a bit of column A, column B.
Oh, Cameron Ross has just copped a 10-second pen after the fact.
After the fact.
I wonder if that's he crashed into somebody after the
last
line.
lap. Nah, that'd be more frowned upon, I reckon. That would have been, yeah, just trying to make sure the standings update beforehand.
Right, well, there we go.
So, O'Hara, Cruz, and Ty, Sanjoto, Dowd, and Serpiol with Nugent, Kernowan, and Conboy in 1, 2, 3 AM class. I reckon that Min's going to be upgraded. Probably Jerry. And Sanjoto's... Where's Biambu was a bit further down. Obviously Megan D dropped out too. Those two have been on the cusp of being upgraded to pro, but that's the results for tonight. Thanks for joining us in the commentary box, Franco and Pat.
No
Thanks
worries,
for
thank
having
you.
me, Mel.
Always a pleasure.
Have a great evening and enjoy the racing tomorrow night.
I will try my best. I should practice.
Just a couple.
Why start now?
No, I'm going to start right this second. All right, thanks, guys. I'll chat to you later on.
No worries. See ya.
Thanks, man. Thanks, chat. I nearly said the T word. Thanks for joining us tonight. We're back tomorrow night for Split Blue and Split Red for both Asia Pacific, Europe with Raggy, and North America with Big Smelly and crew. So anyway, take care, have a great night, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye now.